You on StreamYard? Yeah, it's going now. It's on the countdown. Huh? All right, folks, we're live. We're live over here. We're live everywhere. We're live everywhere. How we doing this morning, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Let me turn my camera around here. Man, but how we doing this morning? Yeah. Coming to you straight from the airways as we do each and every day, Monday through Saturday. Today's what, Friday? Woo, we got another day this week. We got another day. And then after that, woo, smooth sailing. It's the weekend, isn't it? Well, today actually starts the weekend, but we'll be here tomorrow. And then we'll be off on Sunday, but then we'll be back. We'll be back. When are we coming back? We're coming back on Monday. So if you're new to me, you know how it is. My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been in Houston, Texas now for 11 years. Been in Texas now altogether for 14 years. What do I talk about? I talk about all things diabetes. So diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, all that stuff we talk about on this live, right? On both channels. How we doing over there? Do me a favor, folks, and tap in with your boy and let me know where you're from, man. What city you're from, what state you're from, what country you're from. Yeah, where you from? That's the question. That is the question. A couple of more folks are coming into the room, man. Yeah, do me a favor, folks. As you're coming in, bebop that screen, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, borderline diabetes, whatever you want, whatever form of diabetes that it is. Man, send them that way because we're going to be talking today. What are we talking about? We're going to be talking about a lot of goodies today. As we always talk about, we talk about A1C, like what's an A1C? How do you bring down your A1C if it gets too high? We talk about things like that. But today, the focus is going to be, we're going to talk about all that stuff. But today's focus is going to be growth. That's what it's going to be about. Growth. Today's topic is going to be growth. Of course, we're going to be sprinkling in all the other stuff in there, clean eating and all that stuff. But here's the theme of today's live. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. Think about it. They can't be together. It's kind of like summer and winter, and they can't coexist, can they? Summer and winter at the same place at the same time, they can't coexist. Well, neither can growth and being inside of your comfort zone. They don't coexist. So that's going to be the theme of today's live, folks. Do me a favor, tap in with your boy and let me know where you're from. If you're just joining us, my name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. But the question is, where are you from? What city are you from? What country are you from? What state are you from? Man, inquiring minds would like to know. I talk about all things diabetes. So diabetes, just pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, specifically type 2 diabetes. I talk about type 1 diabetes. You know, if I get some questions asked about type 1 diabetes, but I'm not a specialist in type 1 diabetes. I can tell you what it is. I can give you all the basics of type 1 diabetes, but as far as all the ins and outs of type 1 diabetes, like I can give you for type 2 diabetes or in insulin resistance, not as much, right? But I can still point you in the right direction. But how we doing, folks? My name's Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist. We talk about PCOS. We talk about gestational diabetes. We talk about the root causes of all that stuff. So what is the root cause of all that stuff? The root cause of all of that stuff is insulin resistance, right? Insulin resistance is the cause of erectile dysfunction. It's the cause of heart disease. I mean, it's the underlying issue for literally every condition on the planet. If you trace it all the way back, it all goes back to this little thing called insulin resistance, right? Insulin resistance. So that's what it is. So let's get into it, folks. Let's see where the folks are from. Anybody tap in with me and let me know where they're from. Let me see. Missouri. Okay. I did day 6 and 12 hours only of drinking water. Okay. All righty. Missouri. Oh, Arizona. All right. Shout out to Penny. Excited. Yeah. Good morning. Good day. Showing love from NYC, man. Shout out to the New York City, man. PA. Shout out to PA. All right. Been to PA, New York City. We got the Trinidad. Oh, I saw the flag. I almost missed the flag, Patsy, but I got it. I see it. Trinidad and Tobago, no doubt about it. Shout out to Trinidad. Let's see where else. Ohio, man. Shout out to Ohio. Ooh, Miss Royal, what's up? How you doing, Mrs. Royal? I'm sorry, my correction. My apologies. All right, man. Let's do it. Let's jump in, man. Like I said, we talk about all things diabetes, heart disease, obesity, right? And the theory of today's live is this: growth and comfort cannot coexist in the same place at the same time, right? So type 2 diabetes. 2019, I went to the doctor and I got diagnosed. At the end of 2019, I got diagnosed as having type 2 diabetes, having heart disease, and being obese. And this was all, folks, at the very same doctor's visit. The very same doctor's visit. I go in and boom, triple whammy, boom, boom, boom. It's like the hat trick. If you've ever watched hockey, that's what it's like. When you score 3 goals in one game, man, the fans will celebrate you and they'll throw their hats down on the ground and they'll say, "Congratulations, you did a great job, my good sir. You scored the winning goal." But you see, this was not the winning goal. What I scored. Yeah, I scored 3, but it wasn't the kind of 3 that you want, right? It wasn't the Steph Curry type of 3 that you wanted. It wasn't that trio. Okay. The trio that I got was metabolic syndrome. But what was crazy was my mother had just passed away a couple of months prior from the exact same condition. All right. So that's the picture, right? So I just painted the picture for you. Here's the picture. I'm going to show you. I just painted the picture for you. So here's what I mean. When I took this picture right here, I'm going to show both cameras. We're on both. When I took this picture, that was 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks before that diagnosis I just told you about. This picture right here was the last picture, one of the last pictures I took. This one and then the next one. I'm going to show you the next one. These are the last. This picture right here, I was in Canada teaching a class. I was teaching a class in Canada. And look at my stomach. Woo. Folks, that was it. That was 2 weeks before that diagnosis I just told you about. 2 weeks. I knew that I was getting big. I knew my stomach was getting big, but I didn't know that I had diabetes and heart disease too. I knew I was getting some chest palpitations and it was hurting real bad and it would drop me to my knees, but I still didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. I just thought that was normal stuff. I was just going to continue to do what I did. Whoo, little did I know. Look, here we go. Both cameras. Little did I know. Both cameras. Little did I know, I had diabetes and heart disease. Who knew? All right, last picture I'm going to show you. Who knew? Who knew that when I took that picture 2 weeks prior to my diagnosis that I had diabetes and heart disease? Had no idea. Look at that. Zero idea. But here's the thing, though. That's the point. That's the point. How you doing, Netta? That's the point. These things will creep up on you like a silent ninja. Like a ninja. You've ever watched the 1980s ninja? I love the 80s. You ever watch the 1980s ninja movies? Where are my glasses? My glasses are right here. People don't believe that that's me. People don't believe that that's me. When they see that picture, they like, dude, that was not you, bro. uh yeah, I don't have my glasses on right now though. But yeah, that's where they were. But so that's it, folks. How did I do that? How did I reverse the condition? How did I reverse diabetes? How did I reverse heart disease? And how did I reverse all of the weight, the extra weight? You saw all the extra weight. How did I get rid of it? Oh yeah. A lot of people ask me, what did I take? I did that in less than a year, by the way. So when I went back to the doctor at the end of the year, no more diabetes, heart disease, or obesity. What I did is I totally changed my lifestyle. The reason I totally changed my lifestyle is because I figured out after I did a whole bunch of research that was the reason that I was obese. My lifestyle was the reason that I was obese. My lifestyle was the reason that I had diabetes, and my lifestyle was the reason that I had heart disease. Right? That's going to be the theme of this live, folks. The theme of it is, what can you do? Thank you very much. What can you do? What is diabetes? That's the first thing we're going to cover today. And then the second thing we're going to cover is how to fix it. So hang out for at least an hour. Hang out with me for at least an hour. We're going to talk about in the beginning what diabetes is. We're going to talk about that just to get an understanding. And then the next thing is, now that you have an understanding of what it really is, how do you defeat it? How do you reverse the condition? That's what I did. How did I reverse the condition? I reversed the condition using the power of my lifestyle. So peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. All right. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It is a formula, folks. It is the formula. The same formula that I use is the formula that I'm going to teach y'all here today. So, man, let's get into it. Let's get into it. That's how my lives go. My lives go like, listen. Oh, for my folks who are just joining us, for your folks who don't know who I am, over here on this side, diabetes, heart disease, obesity when I took this picture. So I'm just showing the other side, folks. So you see what I had back then. Look at my stomach. Crazy, right? That's it. That's it. All right. So lifestyle medicine. Then when the doctor prescribed me all the medication, the doctor was like, hey, here's a ton of medication. But I decided not to take the medication. You want to know why? It's because I did my research and I found out that type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So therefore, I decided to just reverse engineer the thing. I just reverse engineered it and started with my lifestyle. So it's a formula: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. I mastered those 4 areas. And then as a result, a year later, I didn't take any of the medication. I didn't have any more heart disease. I wasn't obese anymore, and none of that. Now I'm gonna teach you how to do the same. So if your story is similar to my story, that's my story. If your story is similar to my story, then I got you. We're gonna be here until 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So about 7:15 we start. So we go 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Or we're usually on at about 7:15. So let's get to it, folks. I'm going to get to your questions. Thank you very much, Sounds Nature. There we go. Questions. Any questions that y'all got? Any questions that y'all got about anything? If you're suffering from pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, PCOS, anything related to insulin resistance, man, we're going to talk about it. So again, we're going to talk about clean eating. We're going to talk about the PACE formula. We might get on the glucose roller coaster today. We might play a game of Tetris. Yes, blood sugar Tetris. These are little fun little games we like to play throughout. But this is a whole 4 hours, so it's a master class. So folks, do me a favor, put the words A1C in the chat. Put A1C in the chat if you want to know what an A1C is, because most people don't know what an A1C is, right? How do I get rid of foot neuropathy, right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Hang out with me, you. Hang out with me, you. But it all starts with your lifestyle. All right. Inflammation. That's a whole lot of inflammation. Repeat your affirmation again. Peaceful. I'm going to get to it. Don't worry. Word greatest yard sales. Peaceful, but it's peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. I'm saying that fast because I know we're going to go over it. We're going to slow it all the way down. So don't worry. Don't stress out about it. I got you. Are canned beans okay? They're okay. Prefer the dry beans, but yeah, you can do canned beans, right? I do canned beans from time to time, right? Prefer the dry beans, but yeah, sometimes you're in a hurry. You're like, yo, listen, I'm doing me some canned beans this time. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like doing all that prepping and all of that soaking and drying, and I don't feel like doing all none of that. Just grab me some canned beans. So yeah, it's okay. Right? Yeah. Yeah, Penny, you've been paying attention. Iron and oxygen-rich blood. That's it. That's it. Ooh, A1C, man. Let's get to it. Throw A1C in the chat over here, folks. Put it in if you want to know what an A1C is. Don't be bashful. Come on, here we go. All right, I'm going to lift my board up. We're going to talk about all things A1C. Man, we're going to get into it today. We're going to get into it today. What I say the name of this? What I say the theme of this live was? Growth and comfort do not coexist. They can't. It is impossible to be winter and summer in the same place at the same time. Did you know that? It can't be winter and summer in the same place at the same time. So neither you can't grow while you're inside of your comfort zone. You can't do it. Let's see. All right, we're setting up the board, folks. Make sure everything's all set up. All right, here we go. Hemoglobin A1C. Hemoglobin A1C. What the heck is that? Let's talk about what it is. Oh, by the way, I am a certified nutritionist. People are like, well, what are your qualifications? I know you lost a bunch of weight, but what are your qualifications? So after I lost all of the weight, or during the weight loss process, I decided to become a certified nutritionist. So here we go. I love to talk about all things food and how it works with the body. So let's go. A nutritionist and a health coach. So let's go. Hemoglobin A1C. What the heck is a hemoglobin A1C? Who's heard that before? Who's ever gone to the doctor and they're like, listen, we need to check your hemoglobin A1C because we believe that you're anemic. We need to check your hemoglobin because we believe that you're anemic. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they've experienced that? Put a me in the chat if you've ever gone to the doctor, even over here. Put a me in the chat if you've ever experienced that before. Let's see. Put a me in the chat. Put this up here. Hemoglobin. They ever said you're anemic or you got low iron, you got something? Put a me in the chat. Okay. Yeah. Put a me in the chat over here. Any me's over here? All right. How many me's we got? Okay. Got a me. Got a me. Got a couple of me's. Got a few me's. See if we got any more me's. Okay. Woo. All right. Hemoglobin A1C. The reason that you get tired and they say, yeah, listen, you're tired. Why am I fatigued and all that time, all the time, doc? It's because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through your veins. Right here. So the word hemo means iron and oxygen. Iron and oxygen is what the word hemo means. So iron, the reason that you got to have iron or get low iron, and so it's all saying you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through every cell of your body. It's hemoglobin is life, basically. Another way of saying this is life. Okay, that's another way of saying it, life. And globin means protein. So it's going through every cell of your body, right? A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to your oxygen, basically. How much sugar has been stuck to your oxygen over the past 3 months? Keyword is stuck. How much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months? And it's a percentage. And that percentage can go anywhere between about 4 and 30. about 4 and 30. So we're going to come back to what A1C is and how they really work together at the end. So folks, this is what it actually means to have diabetes. What it actually means to have diabetes, I just want you to get a great understanding of what it means. First, we're going to talk about what it is right now, and then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. 4 to 30. Now, it can go higher than 30 in some cases, and it can go even lower in some cases, right? But here's the thing. Who can tell me what happens when your A1C gets to a 5.7 to a 6.4? You go to the doctor and they say, hey, listen, your hemoglobin A1C is between a 5.7 and a 6.4. What does it mean? Can you tell me what it means? Throw it in the chat. What does it mean, folks? When your hemoglobin A1C test comes back between a 5.7 and a 6.4. Oh, yeah, pre-diabetic. Ooh, because I'm currently going through it. Yep. They know. Pre. Pre. That's it. How can I sign up for the 14 days? Click the link in my bio. And we'll talk about the 14 days, but it's linked in my bio. We'll get to it though. For the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's what someone's asking about. But the 5.7 to a 6.4. Yeah. What is that? Pre-diabetes. That's it. Pre-diabetes, but like, what does that mean, Kelley? Okay. What does that mean? Who can tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? What do you think the most important hormone is in the body? Just think about it. Like, there's a bunch of important hormones in the body, in the human body. But which one is the most important? Which one do you think? Or if you think, or if you know, which one do you think? Which one do you know? Insulin. Woo! Insulin. I'm gonna see if my moderator can help out on who asked about that. See if my moderator can help you out when it comes to, oh yeah, right there, Deborah Blair. See if my moderator can reach out to you and let you know how to sign up. But we got you on the 14-day challenge, Deborah. Don't worry. Okay, but most important hormone is what? What do we say? Somebody says the heart, somebody said glucose. All right, those are okay. Most important hormone. Any other guesses on what the most important hormone is in your body, folks? There's a lot of them though. But which one is the most important? Any other guesses? Oxygen in the blood, the thyroid, okay. Insulin. Maybe DHT. Okay, all right. A lot of different guesses today. But it is insulin, folks. There it is. Insulin, most important hormone in the body. Why? It's because, check it out. Here's how important it is if you don't have enough of it, I mean, if you don't have it, you won't survive because it is that important. It is the most important hormone in the body. For instance, a type 1 diabetic has to manually inject insulin for the rest of their life. Why? Because insulin is that important. If you don't have it, you won't survive. Like, you can survive without some of the other hormones, but you won't have a great quality of life, maybe, but you'll still be around. But insulin, if you don't have it, you won't be around. That is how important, that is how serious it is. Okay, pre-diabetes means that you are becoming insulin resistant. That means the insulin resistance has already started because you got about 5.7 to 6.4%. This is a percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. And here's how important hemoglobin is, folks. Hemoglobin is so important that if you don't have it, enough of it, you know what the doctors will do? If you don't have enough of it, if it gets too low, they'll give you a freaking blood transfusion. That's how serious the stuff is. It's your life. It's oxygen, basically. And this insulin and this number right here is saying that you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. And not only that, you've got more sugar that's sticking to your hemoglobin. Okay, your life, basically. Okay, what happens? Let's up the end, 6.5 to a 5.7. I mean, 6.5 or greater, sorry. What does it mean? Who can tell me what it means when you go to the doctor and your A1C hemoglobin, A1C, is a 6.5 or greater, higher? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What does it mean? Reset 20, yes. Reset 20. What does it mean, folks? Ooh. Oh, let me go to it. Let me see. Ooh, diabetic type 2. Let me see. Let me see. Any responses over here? What does it mean? What does it mean? Drum roll. Okay, that's it. Let's see. I see it. I see it. Hyperglycemia. Yeah. High blood sugar. Yep. It means they're going to put you on medicine and now you're going to have to spend more money. Yeah. 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 That's it, Cheryl. It means they're going to put you on some medication and now you got to spend that time, spend some more money. Type 2 diabetes, type 2 pre-diabetes, right? Pre-diabetes. Hold on, Penny. Come on, Penny. Pre-diabetes. No. We know that's not pre-diabetes. Come on, Penny. You'll be taking insulin. All right. It's fasting sugar levels of 68 to a low for 68 too low for a diabetic. It's right on the 68 is right on the border. It should be between 70 and 100, but if it's constantly at 68, like, yeah, that's kind of borderline low. It's like, yeah. Okay, so that's what it means. Yep, metformin in your future. That's it. Diabetes. But what does that mean, though? Now you're officially a diabetic. It's the same thing that happened to me when I went to the doctor. Listen, when I got that 6.5, guess what the doctor did? Just like somebody said, metformin. That's it. Metformin, and then I also got Lipitor as well for the heart stuff. You know what I mean? I told you I was the triple whammy. So here's what it means to be a diabetic, folks. Insulin is very, very the most important hormone in the body. And this number is an indicator that how insulin resistant you are becoming. You are becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. Now listen, now I don't know about you, but the most important hormone in the body, I'm becoming resistant to it. Oh, that doesn't sound like a good thing. It doesn't sound like a good thing. It's because it's not a good thing, folks. It's not a good thing. When we start getting into the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, 11s, the 12s, the 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s, what that really means is this. The higher the number is, it means the faster your cells are glycating. You're like, well, what does that mean to get glycated? Taken off glycation. I mean, what does glycation mean? Glycation means your cells are, an easier way to say it is your cells are rusting. Your cells are getting super, super rusty. Kind of like when you look at a pipe and it's all nice and good in the beginning, but then as the years go by, it starts getting all like nasty looking, rusty. That's what's happening to your cells because the sugar, the percentage of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin has been too high for too long. It's kind of like if you took some candy. If you took some candy and you put it in your mouth like a Jolly Rancher, if you got a Jolly Rancher right now, take a Jolly Rancher and put it in your mouth and then take it out real quick and you see how sticky it gets on your hands? It's real nasty, isn't it? It's a real nasty feeling. And you're like, ugh, I want to go wash my hands. Well, folks, when you're a diabetic, like I was, that means that that sticky stuff is now infecting basically your oxygen. It's infecting. I told you how important hemoglobin was. I told you how important it was. And now I've got too much percentage of sugar attacking it. And as a result, as a consequence, what happens is I check out of here 15, 20 years too soon. That's the consequence of having too much sugar stuck. I mean, like, this is the cold hard facts. Like, people are like, Kelley, don't, we got to sugarcoat it or something. Like, no. When it comes to hemoglobin A1C, I want you to understand how serious this number is. I'm going to tell you how to fix it next. But I just want you to make sure that you understand that the higher the number is, the faster you're checking out of here. Because you just, the double, you just like, what's that that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Double Team or whatever it was? I told you I'm an 80s guy, right? Insulin, most important hormone in the body, you become resistant to. Which caused the percentage of sugar that is stuck to your life to increase. And as a result, and it stayed there for many, many years, and as a result, we leave here silently. It's a silent assassin. Remember I told you earlier what happened to me when I showed you this picture, right? Check it out. Somebody's got the challenge. Shout out to them for joining the 14-day challenge. This was me. This was me when I got 6.5. I had no idea. I had no idea 2 weeks before I took this picture right here. 2 weeks before I took this picture that I was going to get diagnosed as having diabetes, having heart disease, and being obese. Basically, I had so much sugar and insulin resistance that it was literally choking out my life. So that's why my book, people are like, well, what's the name of your book? The name of my book's called Plants Save My Life. Because had I not started eating more fruits and vegetables and changing my lifestyle, I wouldn't be here. That's why it's called that. So folks, I want you to understand what this number means. So if this is making sense to y'all, put a health yes in the chat if you're now going to take this number seriously. Because ideally, here's where you want to get it. Ideally, you want it 4.9, 5.3, somewhere around there. That's where you want it. I'm going to tell you how to get it there next. But I just want you to make sure that you understand what it means to have a high hemoglobin A1C and whether this number should be taken seriously or not, or whether this number should be taken for granted. Because there's two pills. Like I always talk about the matrix. There's two pills that we could take, either the blue pill or the red pill. Thank you very much, Elena. The blue pill or the red pill. You've seen the Matrix, right? Put a me in the chat if you've ever seen the Matrix, or just put Matrix in the chat if you've ever seen the Matrix, because that's always usually the theme of my life. Either you're going to take the blue pill or the red pill. How do I get rid of diabetes? That's next. How do I get rid of it? Yeah, this making sense? Yeah, let's say, okay, the Matrix. Yeah, you had never seen the Matrix? Come on now. 80s kid, but never saw it. It came out in the 90s. You never saw the Matrix? Wow, with Neo? Come on. Really? What? I cannot believe so many people have never seen the Matrix. Wow. Anyhow, that's yeah, Lawrence Fishburne, yeah, Neo, yeah, all of that. Yes, drugs can cause diabetes. You're right, diabetes, they can, right? But you're right, they can be a great contributor to insulin resistance. So steroids, yeah, you're absolutely right, boss. So that's the fifth area. That's one of the areas that can contribute to this little thing called diabetes. Lifestyle factors all contribute to this number. Yeah, Keanu Reeves, Matrix Reloaded, man. Come on, man. People never seen this. But before we move on, folks, does this make sense? Does this make sense to y'all before we move on? I mean, I've heard of the movie, just never watched the series. Yeah. Well, it's about this. Before we move on, before we never seen The Matrix, it's about this. So got this guy, this normal everyday guy, and he's living in what's called the Matrix. But that's not the real, I mean, that's the world that he sees every day, but that's not the reality of things. The reality of things is the world is like all destroyed, and like there's these agents taking over and these robots and all kinds of stuff. Like that's the real world. So so the choice was the red pill or the blue pill. The blue pill is you stay inside of the Matrix. He met a guy and said, hey, a guide said, hey, you stay inside of the Matrix, take the blue pill. The red pill, you get out of the Matrix. That's what the red pill is. Blue pill, stay in. Red pill, get out. And then Neo decides to take the red pill, which means he's outside of the Matrix. So he can see the Matrix from the outside. So now he's fighting now he's like training to become the master, the one, as they call it, to be able to beat up the agents. So that's it. That's what the movie's about. His journey between the fake world and the real world. Red pill, blue pill. That's what the Matrix is about. So anyhow, folks, let's go. Let's go. That makes sense to y'all. It means the faster you're checking out of here. It means the higher the number is, the faster, basically, you're aging. You're aging a lot faster than what you should be. Now, folks, do me a favor. Take the quiz. They say it's in the genetics. We'll talk about that as well. Take the quiz. If you have not taken the quiz, folks, if you just joined us, your first time joining my live, man, go take the quiz. There is a quiz that you can take. It is a 2-minute quiz so that you can understand and learn your diabetes management style. We're going to talk about how to fix this thing next. But the 2-minute quiz is to understand and learn your diabetes management style. And here it is right here. If you click right over here, if you click this picture right up here, boom. Uh-oh, I sent an invitation. I didn't mean to send an invitation. Don't accept that invitation. I didn't mean to send it. Click right up here and then click on my picture again. If you're over here, it's linked in my bio or in my description. There's a link. But right here, boom, boom, click on my picture again. And here's where you take the quiz, folks. Man, go take the quiz. You're going to come to my page and it's going to look like this. Woo. It's going to look like this. Look at that. There's the link. Boom. There's the link. That's what that link you'll see linked in my bio, folks. There's the quiz right there, the very first one. Look at that. It says quiz. Look right over here. I'm showing you over here. Quiz. Boom. Quiz. Go take the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz to understand and learn your diabetes management style. What's all there? Man, there's a whole bunch of goodies there. I mean, there's the quiz, there's the master class. Ooh, the quiz, the master class, and for the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge that someone just signed up for, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So shout out to them for signing up for the challenge. They accepted the challenge, and now their blood sugar will never look the same, right? That is what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about. But the master class right here is what we're getting ready to talk about. Man, this is how you defeat diabetes, folks. To get for the energy that from the food that you just ate to get into your cells, you need insulin. You need insulin to unlock the door. But if you're insulin resistant, you can't unlock the door. So therefore, that is why the name of that 45-minute masterclass is a free masterclass. All you got to pay is attention. 45 minutes. Telling you, that's it. Register for the masterclass. because that's what we're going to talk about right now. What's in the masterclass? This formula that I'm about to teach y'all on how to bring down that number. The only way to get rid of diabetes, folks. If your number has gotten out of control, if your A1C has gotten out of control, if you got 15, 16, 17, right? Again, the higher percent of sugar, the less time you have on this planet. That's what the number means. It means you're checking out of here a lot sooner than what you should. So you got to bring that number down. And what does it take to bring that number down? It's an often neglected form of healing, folks. But so it's what it's going to take. It's what it's going to take. Doing the work. People are like, well, how do I get rid of diabetes, Kelley? How do I do it? How do I get off my meds? How do I beat pre-diabetes? And I just tell them this. I just keep it super, super simple with them. I just said, you're going to have to do the work. And then, well, what's the work? Well, here's the work. Here's the work that you're going to have to do that most people will elect not to do. Why? Ooh, it's because of this little thing called the comfort zone. But you remember what I said about the comfort zone? That comfort and growth cannot coexist. Maintain your pace. This is the lifestyle medicine formula, folks. The only way that you're gonna, the blue pill, we talked about the blue pill, right? That blue pill in the matrix, that means you stay in the matrix. You stayed inside of the matrix because you took the blue pill. You elected to stay inside of the matrix. It was choice time. But if you would have taken the red pill, you would have got out and you would have saw the world as it is. So if you ever want to get out of the matrix of type 2 diabetes, you're going to have to step outside of the matrix and find out what it really is. And here it is right here. It's about maintaining your pace, having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. Honorable mention is the medication as well. Honorable mention, the medication. All right. Give me some water. I'll be back. Hold on. The red pill. This is the red pill, folks. The red pill is when you get outside of the matrix and people are like, Kelley, you get outside of the matrix. And then people are like, well, Kelley, well, how did you do it, man? Well, tell me what's the shortcut? I had to get outside of the matrix. Here's the shortcut that I took. I showed up, I did the work, and I did it again the next day. That's how I did it. I showed up, I did the work, and then I did the work again the very next day. And I just kept on doing that. And I maintained my pace. And as a result, I went from this to this. This is what you can do too. You can do it. You just got to do the work. You got to get outside of that comfort zone. But like I said, growth and comfort cannot coexist. Look, this is the difference between growth and comfort. Look, the red pill and the blue pill. Look. The red pill versus the blue pill. In the matrix, outside of the matrix. Come on now. Let's get outside of that matrix. The first part of the formula. The first part of it. Maintain your pace. Peaceful. That's what it stands for. Mind. Peaceful mind. That's what the P stands for. Cortisol. Cortisol is, cortisol. We talk about some important hormones, but the most important hormone is this little one called insulin. But the runner-up is probably cortisol. So, but when cortisol is thrown off, when you're constantly stressed, when you're stressed, so here's what it means to be stressed. Here's why it's so important to have a peaceful mind. Because if you don't have a peaceful mind and you're always stressed and you have diabetes and you have high blood sugar and you want to ever lose the weight, you're not going to be able to do that because you got too much cortisol. And cortisol says, let's fight. Let's fight a bear. Let's fight a bear. Give me some energy. So that's why you release adrenaline. Adrenaline gets released. Cortisol gets released whenever you get ready to fight somebody. And you get a surge of blood sugar that comes from your liver and it goes to your muscles to get you ready for the fight. You know what I'm saying? Let's put up your dukes. So then now you got all this extra blood sugar. Now insulin has to come in to try to bring that blood sugar down. So that's why stress, who's getting on your nerves? Stress can cause, stress is literally a silent assassin. It's not a game. I used to think that it was a joke when people would tell me, oh man, I can't lose weight because of stress or this or that. I mean, like, yeah, okay. It's all because of what you're eating. That's what I used to think. Boy, was I naive. Nah. Peaceful mind. That's what it's all about. Chronically stressed, if you're always stressed, who's getting on your nerves? Is your mother-in-law getting on your nerves, or your kids getting on your nerves all the time? Is your spouse, your husband getting on your nerves all the time? Is the traffic getting on your nerves all the time? Who's getting on your nerves all the time? And as a result, you're chronically stressed, and as a result, your diabetes stays the same or gets worse. The insulin resistance, the type 2 diabetes, the erectile dysfunction, all of that gets worse. The PCOS, it all gets worse due to stress. So here's what we do about stress. You cannot control what's going on the outside, but you can control what's going on the inside. You can control your own thoughts, your own actions, and your own reactions. Those are the three things that you can control. You do that, listen, you learn to master, you understand and learn that, woo, you're there. Check it out. The 3 M's. What are the 3 M's, folks? That's what I want you to remember. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. The 3 M's. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are 3 things that you can start doing. Mastering the 3 M's. Getting this stress under control. Finding out what the trigger is. Like, what's the trigger that's causing my stress? Sure, you might have to have some hard conversations. Yeah. Stress. Okay? Cortisol. And I'm going to tell you how this stuff ties in at the end. We're going to come back to your questions in a little bit. I know a lot of people are asking a lot of questions probably, right? How do I manage stress? That's my exercise. That's how you manage stress you manage, and that's by exercising. How do we manage stress? And that's by exercising. Okay, yeah, some people manage stress by exercise, but stress is a stressor. I mean, working out is a stressor too. So it's a thin line. Okay, I'll say that. All right, peace. That's the P. All right, what's the A? Ooh, now this one, folks, and I forgot to tell you. I can't prescribe you this medication. You can't, the doctor can't prescribe you these meds. You are the only one that can prescribe yourself these meds. You're the only one. Check it out. The A stands for active body. Ooh. The one that most people don't really like. Like, yo, Kelley, bro. Active body, moving my body, exercise. You telling me I got to get out there and move? Nah, I ain't doing that, bro. They'll be like, people will literally ask me this. They'll be like, hey, yo, Kelley, is it possible to be allergic to exercise, to movement, to activity? And I'm like, no, no, that's not part of that. Exercise has been part of our prescription for 1,000,000 years. But we often fail to cash in on it because We want to stay inside of our comfort zone. And like I said before, comfort and growth cannot coexist. So the Netflix for me to make my transformation and for you to have to gonna make your transformation, for you to keep this type 2 diabetes, for you to bring down this insulin resistance, to bring your body back to where it wants to be, homeostasis. Ooh, this is the work you're gonna have to do. But this is the red pill, folks. This is the red pill. This is the one that most people won't take. Most people will stay inside of the matrix and take the blue pill. What's the blue pill? Oh, the Manjaro, right? The metformin, right? All the medication. That's the blue pill. It is a pill. But the red pill is the work. But here's the thing. To get outside of the matrix, you're going to have to do the work. This is it. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. Yeah. What does that mean? That means if you're on a moderate intensive movement, that means if you're on a treadmill, that means that you can talk, but you can't sing. If you're on a treadmill and you can sing, whoo, no. That means that we definitely got to pick up the pace, okay? We got to pick it up. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. You were like, well, 30 minutes a day, that's a lot of time, Kelley. The reason that you want to move your body, especially if you have high blood sugar, because guess what? Muscles are hungry. That's why they tell you to go move. Your coach tells you to go move, doesn't he? He or she, they say go move. Your doctor say, hey, go get out and go get some exercise. Go for some walks after you eat. The reason that they say that, they want you to do that, it's the recommendation, is because muscles are hungry. Woo, they're hungry. And you're like, well, what are they hungry for, Kelley? Well, they're hungry for the very same thing that you have too much of. Blood sugar. That's what they're hungry for. So that's why they tell you to go move. Because the second you start moving, especially after you eat, the second you start moving, the blood sugar is now like, woo, it's soaking up everything. It's soaking up all of the blood sugar. It's getting soaked up by the muscles from the food that you just ate. So that means you get to bypass your pancreas and you don't even have to use insulin. You don't even have to use insulin because muscles are that hungry for glucose, the same stuff that you have too much of. Wow. Now, am I telling you to go out to be a world-class athlete? No, I ain't telling you to go out and be a world-class athlete. Am I telling you to go out and be Michael Phelps? Am I telling you to go out and run track and field? I ain't telling you to go out and run a 4x100 relay. Right? I'm just saying move your body, be active, go out and go hang out with your girlfriends, go stepping, right? Go, you know what I mean? Go do something to get out and move, something that you enjoy, that's just moving your body. You can go out dancing with your husband, you can go play frisbee with your kids in the backyard. You can chase your dog around in the backyard, like see who's the fastest. That's what me and my dog do. We run around and see like who can out juke each other. But he can out juke me all day long. He takes the zoomies. But yeah. Oh, come on. All right, folks. They're probably gonna kick you guys off of here because they just gave me violation. But come on over to my other channel, folks. Come on over to my other channel, YouTube. We're over there. Come on over to all the other socials. We're live everywhere, folks. So if they give me violations, it is what it is. You know they got these new rules now, so you know. But 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. Active body. The C. Woo. Clean eating. Clean eating, folks. We're going to fly through this one, but check it out. Very, very, very controversial topic. Clean eating. You're like, well, why is eating so controversial, Kelley? Well, it's controversial because it's how people grew up. Like when they grew up eating certain foods, and you can't tell anybody about their food, man. They'll bite your head off. So there's so many different versions of clean eating. You can get into a debate with people forever. So I like to keep it simple. Now I'm going to fly through this one because we're going to spend the whole next hour talking about clean eating. But here it is: whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Eat whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. So they're kicking y'all. I don't know if they're kicking y'all off. Are they kicking y'all off? Like I said, folks, if they kick y'all off, follow me on my other socials. We're live right now. We're live, aren't we, folks? We're live over there on everywhere. Click the link in my bio, folks, and you'll see everything. You'll see where to find me. And we'll finish this lesson. Clean eating. Whole, unprocessed food. Something that came from a branch. Something that was once, came out of the ground, had dirt on it. Or cleaner sources of protein. Cleaner sources of protein. Like what? Whatever diet you eat, it doesn't really matter, but eat clean, whole, unprocessed as much as you possibly can. So chicken, turkey, fish, salmon, eggs, right? From a plant-based folks, tofu and tempeh, right? These are cleaner sources of protein, right? So again, I don't tell anybody what to eat. Like I used to do that. I used to be like, no, you eat this and you eat that. You eat this. And when it comes to highly debated politics, religion, nutrition. Nutrition, woo, super highly debated. Okay. Very, very personal to folks. But we'll come back and we'll talk more about clean eating. We're going to fly through that one. So fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, beans, right? Chickpeas, right? Lentils, right? Chicken, turkey, salmon, steak, whatever it is that you eat, fish, eggs, tofu, tempeh, that's clean eating. The E, so we're going to come back. Don't worry, folks. I'm going to answer all of your eating questions coming up soon. Don't worry. We're going to talk all things eating. We're going to talk all things eating. But this one, folks, is effective sleep. Ooh. Now that's a big one. Effective sleep. This is the one that a lot of people have problems with, the effective sleep. How you doing, folks? Welcome. If you're just coming in from the other side, I see a couple more folks coming in over here on the other side. Let me flip my camera around. All right, let me see. I think that's better. I think that might be better. But effective sleep, folks, the most abandoned pillar that there is. Why is it so abandoned? It's because of entertainment. Entertainment. Like, for instance, Monday night, I went to the game. I'm a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, and they came in town. I live in Houston, Texas, and the team that I cheer for is in my town. So I had to go to the game, Monday Night Football. Okay? So the game ended at about what, 9? I think the game ended at 9-ish. By the time we got home, fought all the traffic, it was like almost about 11. I normally get into bed at 10. It's bedtime for me. But I would have stayed up had the game went into overtime. Had the game gone into overtime and then double overtime, I would have stayed there the whole time like, yeah! Next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. like, yeah! I would have still been there. Sacrificed my sleep all because I wanted to watch the game. Damn. But here's how important sleep is. Sleep's so important that if you don't get enough of it, your body can't regenerate itself. And the glucose, you wake up the very next day more insulin resistant. If you don't get 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep every night, you wake up the next day feeling very, very not yourself. If you don't get 6 to 9 hours of sleep, you wake up not feeling like yourself, don't you? And as a result of getting poor sleep, now the very next day, you're even more insulin resistant. The very next day, you are going to be super hungry. That's why you raid the fridge the very next day. That's why you're going to tear the fridge up. Like, yo, the fridge. I'm going to go eat up in my fridge. Tear my fridge up. All because you didn't get enough effective sleep of 6 to 9 hours, right? Now, in the masterclass, we talk about all of these 4 areas. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You click the link in my bio, folks. You go register for the quiz. Go take the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. And then, after the quiz, here it is. Go register for the masterclass where I break down this whole formula. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. I'm going to give you tactics in each of these areas. Tactics and peaceful mind, right? Like we talked about the 3 M's. That was one of the tactics. So folks, I don't know, are they dropping y'all out or y'all dropping out? But if they are dropping y'all out, I'm telling you, go over to my other socials. Man, we're there. We're live right now. Click on my link in my bio and you'll see all my socials. We're there. We're there across the world right now, aren't we, world? Yep, there we go. We're live, man. We're live. We're live and we're in prime time right now. Okay? Because I don't know. You can't say certain stuff on here and get violations. Wow. But anyhow, here it is, right here. There's a link in my bio. So if you're over my other socials as well, folks, if you're on my other socials, it's going to be in my description. There's a link. You click on that link, it'll say right here, look. See all my other socials are there. There they are. Boom. There they are. Look at that. The quiz, the masterclass, take the 2-minute quiz so that you can understand and learn your diabetes management style. And then, check this out. The masterclass right here. Right here. Here's the masterclass. 45 minutes. It's absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. That's it. That's all you got to pay. Attention. 45 minutes. You master this formula, folks. I'm giving you tactics in each of the area. You master this formula. I'm telling you. This is taking the red pill. This is taking the red pill. I mean, you're going to be outside of the matrix. It means you're going to see diabetes, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance for what it is. You're going to see it for what it is. What it is you have to do the work. That's what it is. Here's how they can cancel each other out. Here's the last thing, and we'll get to your questions. Here's how they can cancel each other out. Watch this. When you sleep, if you don't get enough effective sleep, that's a stressor. Causes your body to be very, very stressed because you didn't get enough effective sleep. And as a result, you don't have a peaceful mind. Remember we talked about the peaceful mind? If you're constantly stressed, what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. Your body's going to be in fight or flight mode. And when it goes to fight or flight mode, check it out. Here's what happens. Your body releases adrenaline. Your body releases cortisol. Your body releases stored blood sugar. And as a result, insulin comes out, and now you're even more and more insulin resistant. All because you didn't get enough effective sleep. Wow, who would have thought? You could be working out, you could be eating good. You're like, I'm working out good. I'm working out, man. I got effective sleep. I got the A and the C down, Kelley. But they'll be like, well, why am I not losing any weight? And then are like, oh, okay, well, let's dive into it. Let's find out why you're not losing any weight. And here's why. It's because you didn't get the A and the C right. You got the A and the C right, sorry, but you didn't get the E and the P right. So that as a result, they canceled each other out. They canceled each other out as a result. So that's it, folks. Any questions on this? Like I said, growth for you to get out, for you to get off of the diabetes, for you to get off of the meds. Here's what you got to do: the work. People are like, Kelley, well, what's the shortcut? Give me the shortcut, Kelley. Is it the blue pill? No. It's not the blue pill. It's the red one. Okay. Show up, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. Remember what I said the formula was earlier? If you just joined us, that is the formula for success. It's a shortcut. It's the ultimate shortcut. And it's to show up, do the work, this right here, and then do it again tomorrow. And then do it again tomorrow. Do it again the next day. Show up, do the work, do it again the next day. It's a loop. It's a loop. Just show up, do the work, do it again the next day. It's just like, it should be a never-ending loop in your head. Just mark. Do me a favor, folks. Do me a favor, folks. Here's what I want y'all to do. Here's what I want y'all to do. If you say, Kelley, this is hard. This is hard. This is hard. Like, all right, yeah, it's hard. This is what I want you to do then. I want you to grab a little cue card, just like this. I want you to grab a little cue card, just like this. And I want you to put, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? Put it on the cue card, on the front. Just write whatever it is that you want when it comes to, let's just say you want to get off the meds. Okay, let's say that's what you want to do. Put on the front, I desperately want to get off of these meds, or whatever you want. And then on the back, you're going to put the shortcut. It's a shortcut to get what you want. It's, you write, show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. And write that on the back. And you take this thing and you put it in your pocket. And you walk around with it all day. Okay? You walk around with it all day in your pocket. You just look at it all day. What is it that I want? This is how you brainwash yourself, seriously. This is how I brainwash myself, seriously. This is how if I want to do something, and if I'm super determined about it, I will brainwash myself. Like, this is how I do it. It's a Jedi mind trick. Show up. I want to get off the medication. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted when I was obese, when I had heart disease, when I was a diabetic. Here's what I wanted. I wanted to not be I didn't want to take the meds. I didn't want to be a diabetic anymore. And I didn't want to have heart disease anymore. And on the back, I wrote, show up, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. And I just carried it around with me all day. And I just look at it all day. And I literally brainwashed myself. You can do the exact same thing. You can brainwash yourself. You can brainwash yourself to not accept the excuses. The excuses of, man, I got this going on, I got that going on, I got this going on. It's going to be, no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about excuses, though. Your excuses will destroy you. And they'll take away everything that you ever wanted. They will. They'll destroy you. Take away everything that you ever wanted. The only way that we're going to get rid of diabetes, the only way that we are going to get what we want is to show up, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. Because if I rely on my excuses, they would have ruined my whole life. So any questions on this, folks? Any questions? Let's get to the questions, folks. I hope that made sense to y'all of what it takes now, of what it takes to actually get off of to regain your health? Does it make sense? Put a health yes in the chat. If it makes sense to you, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. Let's see. Let's get to some of these questions. Yeah. Salmon, Mr. Salmon, yeah. Book a call. You can book a call, man. You can do all kinds of stuff on there. You can do all kinds of stuff. So, folks, health yes. Throw a health yes in the chat. Health yes. Throw a health yes in the chat. If this is making sense to y'all, man, now is the Q&A time. Now is the time to throw in your questions. Whatever questions you got, man, Q&A, we got you. Your boy is here for you. What type of foods? Consultation, click the link in my bio, man, register. You can get a consultation. Yup. But the slots fill up though, man. Slots fill up. So go book yourself a consultation. Health, yes. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Here we go. If you've left us over here, we got you over here. Don't worry. Don't worry. Come on over. Okay, don't worry. They're kicking you out. Check it out. The quiz, the masterclass, all right here. Link to my bio. There it is. Go take the quiz, folks. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take so that you can understand and learn your style. That's it. Quiz masterclass right here. For you folks who are just joining us, quiz masterclass right here. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge here as well. Now, this is for my people who are seriously ready for change. If you're seriously ready for change, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is all for you. What are we doing? 14 days. Basically, we're putting you through a boot camp, basically. We're going to put your blood sugar, think of it like a boot camp. We're going to put your blood sugar through a boot camp, right? How are we going to do that? We're going to do that based on the foods that we're eating. The foods that we're eating are going to be a huge contributor to how your blood sugar will respond. Now, this is not medical advice, folks. I'm a nutritionist, and here's what I am telling you. I do understand food, and I do understand how the body works. And I do understand. Did you see the pictures of me being a diabetic, having heart disease, and being obese? All of those pictures. Did you see that? Folks, I know a thing or two about it, right? So that is why I built the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge like that. It's for the people who are just like, I'm ready, Kelley. I'm ready for change, but I don't know where to start. Where do I start? This is where you start. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. That's where it is. All right. Now, everything on my page is free. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. Everything is free. The PDF is free. There's a free PDF. That link is like Disney World for a diabetic, folks. Everything on there is free, except for the challenge. Right? Now, I got to charge you for the challenge. Here's why. It's because if I give it to you for free, you're not going to value it. Because there's serious people getting serious results who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We ain't doing it. We do no excuses on the challenge. It's all about getting outside of your comfort zone and taking on the challenge. And at the end, if you take on the challenge, you defeat the challenge, basically. You make it to the other side of the challenge, guess what? Your blood sugar will never look the same again. Unless you want it to, right? It was at that point, at the end of the 2 weeks, your blood sugar is going to look night and day different than what it does right now. It's a blueprint. Same blueprint that I did, same blueprint that everybody else does. It's a blueprint. You do it, you follow it, you get the results. You get the results. That's it. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. That's it. I took all the guesswork out of it for you. All you got to do is show up, do the work. You got to have your assignments. Oh, here's my assignment. Do the work, and then do it again the next day. And you do that for 14 days of hanging out with me for 14 days. At the end of those 14 days, you're going to look back at your blood sugar and be like, what the heck have I been doing the last 20 years? What have I been doing the last 20 years? All right. Thank you, Vivian. That's it. That's it. A couple of hundred people have already accepted the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, it's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But while I'm live, the live discount code is RESET20. RESET20. Why is it a reset? Because we're going to reset that blood sugar, man. I'm telling you. All based on the power of nutrition. That's it. That's all we're changing is what's going down your gullet. That's it. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not going to be easy. Is it going to be a challenge? Yeah, that's why it's called the challenge. But is it going to be worth it? You damn right it's going to be worth it. You use the discount code RESET20, you're joining the challenge for $79. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And at the end of those 14 days, you're going to be like, $79, that's all I spent? But you got to show up, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. If you do that combination, I guarantee you, your blood sugar will not look the same. That's it, folks. That's it. Any questions on the lifestyle medicine formula? Any questions? You're doing a great job. I appreciate that, Bruce. Questions, man. Let's get to your questions. Can you explain why my doctor became upset after I lost 20 pounds after our last appointment? Why? I don't know. Hold on. Let me get some water. Hold on. I'm parched. Hold on. I don't know why your doctor got upset. I don't know. Did you lose it? Like, did you go on like some fad diet or something? I don't know. Because I don't think that would be good news. Or unless maybe your your diabetes, the insulin resistance has gotten out of control. The insulin resistance has gotten out of control, and you're like type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance has gotten out of control, and it's caused your insulin to go crazy, and you're losing a bunch of weight like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Because somebody said because he'll lose money. Because the doctor will lose money. That's what he said. No, she mean I'm finding a new physician. Yeah. That's it. That's it. All right. Any other questions on what it takes to defeat this thing once and for all? No questions? Okay, no questions. All right, so let's go on to the next topic. You want to know what the next topic is, folks? This is usually the Q&A part, but not a lot of questions today. Here we go. Check it out. Let's go on to the next thing then. What's the next thing? Maintaining your pace. Who's going to maintain their pace? Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you are going to maintain your pace. Reset 20. That's the code. That's the day's discount code for the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Reset 20. Join the challenge for $79. Join the blood sugar reset challenge. Mediterranean diet. Yeah, Mediterranean diet. Yeah. Again, there's a whole bunch of different types of diets, man. Whole bunch of different ones. So I like to keep it super, super simple because I'm telling you, you can get into a debate with folks if it's the Mediterranean diet, if it's this diet, if it's that diet. I don't even have the energy for it anymore. So I just say, you know what? Here's my version of clean eating, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my version of clean eating, and here it is. Check it out. Check it out. Because I don't tell people what to eat anymore. I just let you do what you do. But we're going to do it very, very, what you do, we're going to do it very, very strategically. The clean eating plate, folks. Clean eating plate. Do me a favor and put it in the chat. Who hates going to the doctor, folks? You hate going to the doctor and they tell you, like, listen, we need you to lose a whole bunch of weight. But to do this, you gotta count a bunch of calories. You gotta count a bunch of calories. Right? Who hates that? Put a me in the chat. Let's see. Any me's over here? Does anybody let's say a strong dislike. Let's say a strong dislike. I'm at the doctor right now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you don't want them to tell you that. Like, oh, listen, we need you to lose some weight, man. But you got to count to lose this weight. You got to count these calories. You like, no, man, no, I don't want to do that. Counting calories. That was me when I showed you those pictures when I was obese and I had diabetes when I had heart disease. I didn't want to count any calories. All I wanted to do was eat as much food as I possibly could. That's it. Yeah, me over here, Vivian. What if there were a different way though? What are a different way instead of counting all those calories? Instead of weighing all that food, instead of counting all those macronutrients, you know, the fats, the proteins, and the carbohydrates. Yeah, it's necessary. It's necessary sometimes. Here's the thing: if you're trying to be a world-class athlete, if you're trying to be like competing at the Olympics and all different types of stuff, if you're trying to be a bodybuilder, if you're trying to be the strongest dude possible, right? This clean eating plate might not be the plate for you. But because we're not counting calories and all that stuff. But if you're trying to build muscle, man, you got to count calories. You got to count macros. You got to be super, super precise. But in everyday life, we just want to live our life normally, don't we, folks? Yeah, we do. Check this out. 50% veggies. What if we ate like this instead? What if we ate like this? 50% veggies. Watch. You can manipulate this whole thing. What kind of veggies? Oh, yeah. Non-starchy veggies. Non-starchy veggies. Non-starchy veggies. Non-starchy veggies, folks. I hate it, somebody said. Never had that problem, right? Follow your vegetable chart and the fruit and the rice and beans, but lots of beans, fish, turkey. Okay. What are those? Non-starchy veggies? Here they are. Here's what non-starchy veggies are. Things like carrots, onions, mushrooms, broccoli, cucumber, cauliflower. These are non-starchy. These are some of them. There's a whole list of them, but these are just some of them. So put in whenever you do a search, just put a search in for non-starchy veggies. Yeah, you're gonna get things like carrots and broccoli and kale and cucumber and greens and collard greens and spinach and arugula, bell peppers. You're gonna get a whole list of all that stuff. Those are non-starchy veggies. 50%. Okay. Then we're gonna switch it over, right? The other side. 50% or 25% now, sorry. 25% proteins. Woo! 25% protein and fats. You're like, well, okay, what kind of proteins and fats, Kelley? Here's the kind of proteins and fats. The leaner sources of proteins and fats, the healthy fats. All right. So again, whatever diet that you eat, whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's steak, whether it's fish, whether it's tofu, tempeh, eggs, whatever diet you eat, make sure it's the cleaner sources, the leaner sources of protein, not the processed ones like bacon, salami, pepperoni, right? Not those. The boudin. No, we're not talking boudin. No. We're not talking boudin. If you're from Louisiana, that is a processed meat. That does not go on your clean eating plate. Crawfish, we're not putting crawfish on the clean eating plate, my Louisiana folks. Okay. Hold your questions. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. I'm gonna cover every one of them. Watch this. Proteins. And fats. Watch this. Fats. What kind of fats are we talking about? Avocados, nuts and seeds. The oils. The three oils. Only the three oils. If it's not these three oils, man, put them back on the shelf or throw it away. If it's not coconut, olive, or avocado oil, man, throw it back. If it's not, when you're at the store, be like, is this coconut, avocado, or olive oil, extra virgin olive oil? If it's not any of those three, put it back on the shelf, okay? If it's not any of those three oils, put it back on the shelf. Or if it's in your pantry right now, just go to your pantry right now and take it and put it in the trash. Very gently, just throw it in the trash. Yeah. Just go do that right now. Collard greens are going to go, yeah, that goes in the non-starchy veggies. Collard greens, exactly. Fries, woo, the fries. Let's talk about that. That's next. That's next. So we talked about the fats. What other kind of fats? Now, you got the other fats. You got people going to ask about cheese. What about cheese? I don't put cheese in the clean eating category, right? Because like I said, it's a very, very controversial topic. Dairy, and people are like, Kelley, I'll give up everything, but I won't give up my bacon. This is what they say. They won't give up their bacon and they won't give up their cheese. Two things that people say they're never going to give up: their bacon and their cheese. Okay, I said, great. So I'm not going to debate that with you, but here's the thing. I want you to understand what cheese is. And to understand what cheese is, you got to watch this one called, it's a documentary, or not a documentary, it's a lecture. And the lecture is called Utterly Amazing. Utterly Amazing. You watch that lecture and you'll understand what I mean when I say stay away from the dairy and the cheese. But I know people are going to eat it anyway. So if you eat it anyway, check it out. Greek yogurt, ghee, those are good ones, right? Vegetable oil, if it's not avocado, coconut, or olive, throw it out. If it's not avocado oil, if it's not coconut oil, or if it's not avocado, coconut, or olive oil, those three, throw it out. Throw it out. Cooked mushrooms and okra. Cooked mushrooms and okra are gonna be over here. Yeah, okra, non-starchy veggie, right there. You hit the nail on the head. There it is, right? Also, way you prepare your vegetables matter too. Yeah, cooked vegetables versus raw vegetables. You're absolutely right, Jan. Cooked versus raw vegetables. You're absolutely right. Olive in the spray can, preferably not. But I don't get the spray ones. I would prefer you not get the spray bottles. Get the regular bottles, the one in the dark. You know what I mean? The dark with the dark glass, the ones with the glass on them. That's the ones that you want. Or the dark containers. Those are the ones that you want. Yeah. Preferably the organic ones too. Preferably. What is ghee? It's like butter. It's a butter, right? But it's a form of dairy, so it's like butter. And is oat milk good? No, oat milk is terrible. Oat milk is terrible. That's one of the hidden myths, right? So that's fun we can talk about is the foods that seem to be great, but they're not great. They're terrible. And oat milk is one of those foods, especially if you're suffering from insulin resistance and high blood sugar. Oat milk, you want to stay as far away from oat milk as you possibly can. Okay? All right. Those are almond butter, peanut butter, single ingredient, right? Here's another one. Check this out. The last category, carbs and fruit. And I'm gonna put a down arrow. Watch this. I'm gonna put a down arrow over there. Carbs and fruit. Check that out. What kind of carbs? Well, here's the best way that you can eat carbs. Pretty much eat the carbs that you love still, but still, you know what I mean? Keep your everything in check. Here's why. Here's how you can do that. You can pretty much eat whatever kind of carbs you want, except for the junky carbs. We're not talking about the junky carbs, folks. Here's what we're talking about. We're talking about rice. What kind of rice? Brown rice, brown, white, black, whatever. Wild, whatever. Doesn't really matter the type of rice. It's what the type that you like. It's as long as you obey this very specific rule. We're going to come back to this specific rule, but it's a down arrow for a reason. So potatoes, right? Fries. Someone asked about fries. As long as you're making these fries yourself. If you're going to the store and you're getting all of these fries, the fries that are in the freezer, no, not those fries. Because somebody asked about fries. These kind of fries, the ones that you make with the real potato. Well, those potatoes are real too, but it's the one without all the chemicals. When you make it at the house, you don't have all the extra additives and all that. You don't need all of that, right? It's like I talked about, and they cook it in the oil. Remember the oil that we talked about? The 3 oils: avocado, coconut, and avocado, coconut, and olive oil. It's not going to be cooked in those oils. It's going to be cooked in canola oil. That's what they're going to fry it in, canola oil. You don't want that. Okay? So make your own fries. Obey the very, very specific rule. Fruit. What kind of fruit? Specifically, preferably the lower index, the lower fruit on the glycemic index. Things like berries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, exactly. So we can't make the fries that are in the freezer in the air fryer with no oil. Those fries in the freezer they already seasoned and all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff on there. Here's what I want you to do. If you just say, you know what, I'm gonna still get my bag fries. Here's what you do. Use the Yuka app. Here's what I want you to do. When you're at the store, I want you to do this. When there's different types, this will make your life a whole lot easier. I promise you. Check this out. Go download this app right now. It's called Yuka. 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 And you get this app, and whenever you go and get those fries, and you're like, are these good or not? And you just hit this little scanner. It's got a little scanner on it, and you scan those fries, and it's going to tell you what the score is. This is going to tell you what's really going on with that, what you're about to purchase. It's going to tell you what's happening with it. All right? YUKA. Go download that. With diabetes, how much do I supposed to lose? How much are you supposed to lose? How much? Well, it depends. I don't know. How much? I don't know your metrics. Everybody's different. Is the answer. Everybody's different. What's wrong with grapeseed oil? Those are processed oils, right? Those are seed oils. Seed oils are highly processed. It basically, they took it all the way, they grinded, they took it, and it's 100% not what you think it is. There's a whole bunch of additives and deodorizers and everything inside of that thing that says, hey, let's make this stuff edible. Those are seed oils. You don't want seed oils. They're highly ultra processed. Is another way of saying they're ultra processed seed oils. Those other 3 oils are freshly pressed because they're pressed like this. You take them and you just squeeze them, like squeeze something. You literally squeeze all the juice out of it. Like those other oils that I named, you literally just squeeze all the juice out of it. Right? So that's the difference. The ones that are squeezed like this, and the other ones that you got to use so many different chemicals to make it edible, basically. That's the difference. Mashed potato. Yeah, olive oil is great. Olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. Those are the only 3 oils. Mashed potato, okay? Whatever kind of fruit that you want, as long as you obey this very, very specific rule. Whatever kind of carbohydrates that you want, as long as you obey that very, very specific rule. Mashed potatoes, whatever. Here's the rule. You can go lower on the carbohydrates. The corn, not the corn, but the potatoes, the quinoa, all of that, the bread, the pastas, right here. You can go lower, but you can't go higher. So that's what you can do, folks. Here's the plate right here. Look. Here's the plate. Doesn't this look familiar? Look at that. Look at this. All you got to do to make your life a whole lot easier, look at that. Make your life a whole lot easier. All you got to do is go get yourself a clean eating plate. Look at that. Look. 50%. Look right here. Look at that. Look at that, folks. Look how easy that is. 50% veggies, 25% proteins. Remember we named off the proteins? And then 25% right here. Look at that. Wow. It's called the clean eating plate. Who knew? Who knew there was a such thing as a clean eating plate? You could have been carrying around one of these things the whole time. You could be so serious about your health that you could carry one of these things around with you everywhere because they're made out of straw, not plastic. Where you can get a clean eating plate to make your life a whole lot simpler. Now, I've seen a lot of them. I've seen them all over the place. They've got some little ones. They've got some medium ones. They've got some real plastic and cheap looking ones. And then they got the good ones. The good ones that I've seen are boom, right here. Look how deep they are. Now, these are in my showcase. These are my TikTok showcase. These are the best ones that I've seen. Why? Because they're big and look how deep they are. Woo! Man, you're going to get one of these out of my showcase. I promise you, it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. A whole lot easier. You can even take that thing with you to the cookout. Like, I'm going to the cookout. I'm so serious, man. I took my plate with me. Wow. That means that you're serious. So that's it, folks. That's part one. That's part one of clean eating. Any questions? I know we answered some questions along the way, but this is part one, folks. Now we're gonna dive into this a little bit more, but this is part one. I'm gonna label it right here. So we'll come back to one, and it'll be 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna come back to that, folks, in a little bit. But questions, throw them in. What you got? Hit me with your questions. There we go. Let's see. What about breakfast? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good question. Breakfast is easy. All you do for breakfast is you have a savory breakfast. Sections 1 and 2. Sections 1, sections 2, breakfast. Non-starchy veggies, a fat, and a protein. What kind of protein? The lean protein that we talked about earlier. So an example could be of a savory breakfast. It's called a savory breakfast. We should not be having sweet stuff for breakfast. An example of a savory breakfast is something like chicken and broccoli and an avocado, or tofu scramble with bell peppers with an avocado on the side. Woo! So roasted bell peppers, tofu scramble with an avocado on the side, or it could be turkey. It could be like salmon and a salad, and a side salad with some nuts and seeds on the side. That's a savory breakfast. So the reason you want to start your day off with a savory breakfast, don't start your day off with Tony the Tiger saying, they're great. Don't start your day off with that. Right? Why is Greek yogurt good and it's dairy? I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying that people are going to eat Greek yogurt anyway, no matter what I tell them. Okay? I'm saying it's your choice to do the Greek yogurt. But here's the thing about Greek yogurt. When it comes to dairy, you understand my stance on dairy. When you watch that, if you care about your health, check it out. If you care about your health, watch this documentary called Utterly Amazing, which I know everybody does here. I know everybody cares about their health, but I want you to watch this document. It's a documentary called, or it's a lecture. Just go watch that lecture. It's called Utterly Amazing. And you'll understand by the end of that 80-minute lecture, you're going to be like, What the hell have I been doing the last, I don't know, however old you are? How did I not know this about dairy? You know what I'm saying? How did I not know what this was doing to my body? That's when you watch that, trust me, utterly amazing. You'll be utterly amazed by the end of it. Okay? But sections 1 and 2 for breakfast. That's it. We're totally eliminating section 3 for breakfast. So let's eliminate it right now. So anything that was in section 3, like cream of wheat, anything like what else? Cream of wheat. What else? What else did we say? Oatmeal. Yeah, people ask about oatmeal. That's section 3. We're not doing section 3 for breakfast. No, we're not doing a sweet breakfast. What that's going to do is that's going to put you on a blood sugar roller coaster. You don't want to be on that roller coaster. Can we talk about the appropriate drinks, Snapple, alcohol, etc.? Yeah, the appropriate drinks. Okay, great. None of those. None of those that you named are the appropriate drinks. Snapple, non-alcohol, or appropriate drinks. Snapple's not, right? Non-alcoholic beverages. Not sure what you mean by non-alcoholic beverages, like sodas and all that stuff. The only thing that's when you go into the grocery store, all of that stuff with all the different colors and flavors and artificial colors and artificial sweeteners, the Diet Cokes and all of that stuff, we're going to stay totally away from that stuff as much as we possibly can. Why? It's because that's just marketing. That's just all it is. It's just marketing. It's all a bunch of processed stuff that was put into that was created in a laboratory to trick your taste buds to come back for more. What is it actually doing for your body? Absolutely nothing. Right? It's called the crap. We got the clean eating category, and then we got the crap category. Now, it's which one are you doing most? Which one are you doing? It's whichever one you're doing most that matters the most. Whichever one you're doing most matters the most. Are you eating clean most of the time, like this? Or are you eating a bunch of crap most of the time? Which one are you doing most of the time, folks? Alcohol. We'll stay away from alcohol, period. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, alcohol and any of those drinks should be the furthest thing from your mind until you get out of the red. Until you get out of the red and get back into the black. Get back into the black. Get out of the red zone. Get out of the danger zone. Get back into the black. So what? No bacon and eggs. Eggs will go in this category number 2. Bacon is a processed meat. Bacon is a processed meat. You don't want processed meats. You don't want. I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me, but bacon, you don't want bacon because these are called group 1 carcinogens. Processed meats. Pepperoni, you know when you go to and you get all these pepperonis on your pizza, like, hey, let me get all of the pepperonis, man. Let me get them all. Don't get all the pepperonis. Stay away from the pepperonis as much as you possibly can. All right? Because those are processed meats. Like I said, boudin, those are processed meats. These are part of we put those in the crap category. Clean eating ones, leaner sources of protein in the morning. Right? Chicken, turkey, salmon, tofu, tempeh, no bacon. Toast? No. You can do toast, but don't do toast. Don't wait. Remember the rule remember the bread rule, right? You here for the bread rule? The bread rule says you can go down, but you can't go up. You can go down to 20%, 15%, 10%. That's the rule. You can go down on this. Never wake up in the morning though and just have section 3. If you're eating the bread, never eat bread. Just never wake up in the morning and just eat some peanut butter, or toast and jam. That's it. Peanut butter, you'll slow the spike down a little bit, but just toast and jam. Or you wake up in the morning, you just eat. If you wake up in the morning, your breakfast is this: a big thing of mangoes, right? Watermelon, bananas, all of that stuff. Grapes. Man, what that's going to do is going to send your blood sugar on a bit of a roller coaster. You do that first thing in the morning. You have some toast first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, it's going to send your blood sugar on a roller coaster. Oh, yeah, drinks to eat with meals. Got it. You can do, if you're ever in desire for like, I want something sweet. I want something sweet to go because I miss my sodas. I want a soda here and there. To start working on those cravings. Now, I'm not saying that these are the best things, but I am saying if you want to do something other than water, you can do some tea. But if you just get that urge, you're just like, I want something sweet, you can do an olipop or you can do a poppy. Now, are they the best thing in the world? No, they're not the best. Their sugar content is a lot lower, like maybe 5. I think they're like 5 compared to if you go drink a Coca-Cola, which is going to give you 40 grams of sugar. You see what I'm saying? It's all about choices. It's all about the choices that you make. So the better option, that's why you got to carry this Yuka app with you. You go to the store, when you go out into the world, man, use this app as your defense. Use this app as your defense. Like, oh, what is this good? And when you go scan all the processed meats, and when you go scan all the sodas, everything that you see, yeah. You can do flavored water. If you're just getting tired of water, you can do flavored water. Like one of my favorite drinks is this. It's infused water. Look, cucumber, mint, and an orange. A cucumber, mint, and an orange. You put that together, man. Wow. Cucumber, mint, orange. You let that infuse together. You put it over something nice and cold, or you let that infuse together in something nice and cold, and you drink it. Oh my! You talking about refreshing? You ever notice whenever you go to the hotel? You ever go to a hotel and then when you're checking in, they have that nice refreshing. They have that nice refreshing container over there filled with water. That's infused water, and you get it and you drink it, and you're like, oh my gosh, woo! This is refreshing. You ever had that feeling? Try some infused water. Tell me, it'll be the game changer. I even have a book called, and I don't drink as much infused water now. I'm hardcore now. I just drink water now. The water with some electrolytes in it. That's about it. You can get some electrolytes. There you go. Right? Magnesium, sodium, and potassium all together. These are your electrolytes. Boom. Put them in your little drink. Shake it up. Drink it. There you go. What about those ice drinks? Those ice drinks? I don't know what you mean by those ice drinks. Kim says, I love but a big old cold Coca-Cola. That's it, folks. That's it. What's Yuka? What's Yuka? Well, Yuka. What's Yuka? Yuka is an app that says, basically your defense. You go out into the world and you be like, listen, I don't know what the heck this is I'm about to eat, but I know that I don't know if it's good or not. So you grab the Yuka app and you scan the back of that. It's got a scanner on it, and you scan it and it goes beep. And right then and there, it's going to give you a number. It's going to say if what you're about to eat good or if what you're about to eat very bad. And it's going to give you a score. And that score is going to go between 0 and 100. And when you start scanning some of the crap out here, you'll start seeing that number. Like someone will get a 0, someone will get a 5. Like you scan, I'm telling you, if you scan bacon, you'll scan it, you'll get like a 5. You'll get like a 5 because that bacon is not that's processed meat, folks. Bacon is no. Don't do it. So that's what the Yuka app is for. It's basically use it as basically like it's self-defense, basically. You're using the Yuka app as self-defense. That's what the Yuka app is. Self-defense against all of the crap out here. That's what the Yuka app. That's the best way I can explain it. What's the Yuka app? It's self-defense against all of the crap food out here. Yeah, I know it. I told you that's the main. That's the main. That's why again. That's why I don't tell people what to eat anymore. I don't tell people what I used to tell people what to eat. Now I just tell you what it is. I just tell you. I switch my approach and since instead of telling you what to eat, I just not tell you what it is. And it's your decision to eat it or not. I'm not. That's you. Do you, bro? Now that you understand what it is, you understand that bacon is a group 1 carcinogen. Once you understand that bacon is a group 1 carcinogen, and you know that, and then you'll say, okay, I make the choice to eat bacon or not eat bacon. Like, hey, do what you do. So, same thing with sausages and all of the pepperonis and everything. These are processed meats, folks. Those go in the crap category. What about baked chicken and spinach for breakfast? Yeah, right there. Look, section 2. Remember we said breakfast is section 2 and 3, right? 1 and 2, right? 1 and 2 for breakfast. So yeah. So what did you got? What did you say? You said baked chicken, okay, protein, all right, and then you said spinach, veggie, all right, and then where's your fat though? You're missing your fat though, Stephanie. But that's good though. You're missing your fat though, but that's good. Throw me a healthy fat in there. Well, when you put it like that, yeah. That's why you got to use yucca as your defense, right? I told you this is education. This is edutainment, education and entertainment all at the same time. Edutainment. A healthy avocado would work as a healthy fat. There it is. When do you eat fruits? Very good question. When do you eat fruits? Oh, yeah. See how I got this thing labeled? Here's when you would eat fruits. And the answer to when you would eat fruits is when you've got some clothing on it. When you've got some clothing on the fruit, that's when you eat it. That's when you eat it. What you mean clothing? I mean, fiber first. Look, that's why I got number 1 first. You got some fiber in your stomach, or you've got some fat or protein in your stomach already. Basically, you eat fruit. I say all that to say, basically, you eat fruit as a dessert. That's when you would eat fruit, boss. As a dessert. Same way that you would think about an apple pie. Same way that you would think about some banana pudding. Same way that you would think about that. That, folks, is how you will eat fruit. Think of fruit the same way. Same way you want to wake up in the morning and eat a patty pie for Patty LaBelle. You wouldn't eat some pumpkin pie or some sweet potato pie first thing in the morning, would you? You wouldn't do that, would you? So it's the same thing with fruit. Don't do it. First thing in the morning. Eat it as a dessert. Put some clothing with your fruit. Pair it with section 2 or pair it with section 1, right? Pair it with something. Just don't eat it naked. That's how you eat fruit. You can eat fruit. Just don't eat it naked. Put some clothing, put some clothes on, young man. Don't eat fruit that's been streaking at the Super Bowl. You feel what I'm saying? Don't eat that kind of fruit. Do me a favor, folks. Yeah, bebop that screen, man. Bebop that screen. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with diabetes, insulin resistant, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of insulin resistance. Weight, that they're struggling with their weight, folks, send this live over there to them, right? Because this is what we're talking about. We're talking about real life stuff over here. What we talk about, real life stuff. So if you're just joining us, man, that's what we talk about, real life stuff. We're breaking down now the clean eating plate, right? What is your story, your results? Oh, that's a good one. You must be just joining us. Thank you for asking that, though. But here's the thing. My story goes a little bit like this. A few years ago, for those of you who are just joining us, a few years ago, I was in the worst shape of my life. I was a diabetic. I had heart disease and I was obese. And I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and being obese and all of this stuff at the very same doctor's visit. Yeah. Very same doctor's visit. Here, this was 2 weeks. This was 2 weeks before that doctor's visit. Right here, look, I'm gonna show you. 2 weeks before that doctor's visit, I took this picture. I flew up to Canada to go give a class. But what's crazy is I had to wear my basketball shorts. Man, basketball pants, because my belt had gotten out of control. Look at that. I had gotten out of control. Look at that. My weight was crazy. So diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, all at the very same doctor's visit. But what the crazy part was, it was the day that turned my life around. The day that turned my life around was months prior. Here's how the day that turned my life around. Months prior, my mother had just passed away from the exact same condition that I just got diagnosed with. Can you imagine that? 2 months before I took that picture, my mother had just passed away. 2 months prior to that picture. And then 2 weeks later, after that picture, I got diagnosed with the exact same condition that she just passed away from. So folks, when I tell you that diagnosis hit me like a freight train, whoo, that diagnosis hit me like a straight up semi. You know what I'm saying? Like a semi. Hold on, let me get some water. That diagnosis hit me like a freight train. Right? So that, folks, is how I developed the data that turned my life around. And that's the day that you're going to have too. If you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, if you've had diabetes for many, many, many years, and if you look forward, the only thing that's changed is your prescription in the last 5 years. If that's the only thing that has changed in the last 5 years, then something has to change, right? Loving a mom is not, losing a mom, it's not easy. Yeah, diabetes is very high in my family. Yeah. Here's the thing. I understand you had to change if you wanted to live, right? That's it. That's what you got to do. What you got to do. Here's how you succeed. You want to know how I succeeded? Here's how I succeeded. And here's how you can succeed the exact same way. You got to adopt this. This is the philosophy that you got to adopt. If you're just joining us, you got to show up, you got to do the work, you got to do it again tomorrow. That's it. If you're just joining us, folks, that's it. Show up, do the work. If you ever wanted to get off of it, if you ever wanted to regain your health, when it comes to insulin resistance, you got to show up, you got to do the work, you got to do it again tomorrow. That's how the process goes, folks. That's it. That's it. Today, the theme of today's live is growth and comfort cannot coexist. They cannot coexist together. Why? It's because it can never be winter and summer in the same place at the same time. You can't grow and be comfortable at the same time. How you lose the weight, how you regain your health, how you get off the diabetes medications, is you're gonna have to do the work. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. We're just going over C, right? Remember, if you're just joining us, we just did a whole formula. If you're just joining us, click that link in my bio, register for the quiz, register for the masterclass. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style, right? Are you doing a great job managing diabetes? You're doing a terrible job managing your insulin resistance, or where do you stand? See, this is why a lot of people won't take that test. A lot of people won't take that quiz. Why? It's because it's either going to reveal you or it's going to expose you. Right? It's about putting the excuses to the side and finding out the real reason of why we're suffering from this condition. All right? That's what the quiz is about. What else is there? The masterclass. Here we go, right here. Look, check this out. How do you get there? Click right up here. Ooh, do me a favor, folks. Beep out that screen. Boom, beep out that screen. Share that live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of insulin resistance. These are all related to insulin resistance, folks. Share this live out there with them. All right. Right here, click right up here and click on my picture again, and then check it out. Check it out. There it is right there, folks. For my folks on my different networks, it's linked in my bio right here. Look, check it out. This link, folks, is like Disney World for a diabetic. If you're suffering from diabetes like I was, type 2 diabetes in particular. But this is lifestyle medicine stuff, though. This is all I'm teaching y'all, is lifestyle medicine. Like, there's a formula for lifestyle medicine. So there's the quiz right here. Take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. It'll literally take you 2 minutes so that you can understand your style. Earlier, we talked about A1C. If you're just joining us, man, we had a great conversation about A1C. Woo, right here. The masterclass is right here. Check it out. The masterclass is right there, too. Boom. And right there in blue. 45-minute masterclass is absolutely free, folks. All you got to pay is attention. That's it. That's all you got to pay is attention. Pay with your time. That's it. Pay with your time. What are we doing in that? We're going through the lifestyle medicine formula on how to defeat type 2 diabetes using your diet and your lifestyle. Because type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. Insulin resistance is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So if it's a dietary and lifestyle driven condition, shouldn't we use our diet and lifestyle to defeat it? Because this is the villain. The villain is the diet and the lifestyle, right? We've been living a poor lifestyle, and we haven't been having a peaceful mind. We haven't been having an active body. We haven't been clean eating, and we haven't been effective sleeping, right? Now, we know that. We got to have awareness. So we got to have extreme ownership. We got to have to take extreme ownership over our excuses. That's what we're going to have to do. Because reasons come first, not excuses. Reasons. I had enough reasons, like I told you. I had a lot of excuses before. But when my mother passed away suddenly from a heart attack, insulin resistance and all that stuff, all of a sudden, I put the excuses to the side, and now I've got enough reasons. So that's the difference between the two pictures, folks. That's the difference between the two pictures. One had enough reasons, and the other one didn't. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. One had enough reasons, and the other one didn't. Right? I am, yes. Look, see my qualification? Yes, I am. That's it. That's the difference between the two, folks. It's about putting excuses to the side, because reasons come first, answers come second. You sign up if you want to sign up for the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. These are the people who have enough. The people who have signed up for the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge already. There've been a couple hundred people who have signed up for the 14-day challenge. These are the people that have reasons. Their reasons came first. So then their answers came second. They had enough reasons. They just hung out with me for 14 days, and we put the excuses to the side. And they just said they were in there. And then 14 days later, the results were in. The results were in, and then after 14 days, here's what they said 14 days later. Here's what their people were saying. What they were saying 14 days later. What they're saying 14 days later is what their testimonials right there. But there's also going to be people who come on the live here, and they'll tell their story. They'll tell their story about joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you want to join the challenge, everything is free on my page except for the challenge. Why? It's because we're giving you a blueprint. It's a valuable, right? So if I give it to you for free, you're going to say, you know what, Kelley? It's a challenge. It's getting hard. I don't want to do it anymore. It's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use that live discount code, reset20, reset20, you are joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Today, live discount code, reset20, $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right? That's it. That's it, folks. That's what we're doing. We are at the end of those 14 days. Here's what we're doing. Your blood sugar is not going to look the same. Why? It's because it's the same blueprint that I showed you between the two pictures, the same blueprint that I gave myself. Okay. Then I went back to school and got certified in nutrition. Here's what I did. I just took that, my real experience, plus what I know as a nutritionist and studying the human body now. Check this out. I just took that and I put that into the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's it. And do you have to accept the challenge? No, you don't have to accept the challenge. But here's the thing. If you've gotten to that point where change isn't just desire, you're like, Kelley, I don't care what it is. I'm ready for change. Like the pain has gotten too bad. The pain has gotten so bad, Kelley. But isn't that crazy that we have to get to that point where the pain just gets so bad where that's the point where we take action? Yeah. It shouldn't have to get to the point where the pain is so bad that we got to take that's to the point where we got to take action. We should see that the check engine light has already come on, and as the check engine light has come on, boom, now it is time to go take your car to Firestone, take your car to Jiffy Lube or whatever, get your oil changed, whatever, get the check engine light checked out. And then once you get everything all fixed up, and then you get your car back on the road, your car's good to go. But if you're riding around with the check engine light on for many years, one day that check engine light, the engine is going to eventually lock up if you don't get it serviced. That's what's happening to your body, folks. The check engine light, if you've got severe insulin resistance, if your A1C is at a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, if your A1C is that high, that means you've got a very high percentage of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin, which means you're going to check out of here a lot quicker, which means you're aging a lot quicker. Right? We covered that earlier. But so that's it, folks. This is the work that you're going to have to do. It's the work that you're going to have to do. It's the work, and it's the work that most people do not want to do. Yeah, it is a wake-up call. How long did it take you to get those results? I got those results after a year. So that picture in the beginning was January. Well, no, that was December. That was December to November. So it was 11 months later. 11 months later between those two pictures. Now, how it took me 11 months to lose all the weight, because I lost about 40 pounds, like right out of the gate, like boom. I lost 40 pounds quickly. Within like maybe the first, within maybe the first 4 months, I had lost like 40 pounds. I was losing like 10 pounds a month. And then it started to plateau. I started to slow down. Then I had to get creative. That's when I started doing things like fasting, all different types of stuff. So by the end of the year, I lost another 25 pounds and I was down 65 pounds. So then I went back to the doctor, and then no more diabetes, no more heart disease, of course, no more obesity. That's how the story went. That's how it went. Appreciate that. I lost 26 pounds, but working on it. Show pictures, please. Okay, there it is. Show pictures. Got over here. I'm gonna show it over here real quick. You guys have seen it already, but here it is. Here it is, Terry. Yes, here it is, Terry. Look. There it is. There's some more pictures. Look. That's the picture. I took that picture 2 weeks before I was diagnosed. 2 weeks before I was diagnosed, I took that picture on the left. This picture right here. I was teaching a class. I was up in Canada. I was still in corporate America at the time, and I was teaching a class. Right? But look, now, look how many inches I lost off the waist. Now, folks, you can do the same thing. All I did was change my lifestyle. All I did was those same things that I'm teaching you in the masterclass, the free masterclass that I told you about is absolutely free. Like, go register for the masterclass. The link is in my bio. Go register for the masterclass. Go register for the quiz. But the people who are ready for serious action, right, it's a challenge. I used to be in the military. I was a military instructor. So I know how to design things in certain ways that once you do it, by the end of it, we're just going to streamline. We've gotten out all of the fluff. There is no fluff. You hang out with me for 14 days, we're cutting out the fluff. So I'm going to teach you exactly what I did in 14 days. You are going to lose all the weight in 14 days, the miraculous, that's a whole transformation, that whole thing right there. That was over a year. But we're talking the 14 days. I'm going to show you the power. If you're struggling with high blood sugar, I'm going to show you the power of what can happen in just 14 days if you lock in and you focus. If you follow one course until successful. That's what it means to focus. Follow one course until successful. That's it. You follow that one course until you're successful. And in 14 days, we're going to follow one course until at the end of those 14 days, you're going to look back at your blood sugar. You're going to be like, what in the hell? What have I been doing the last 25 years? All I had to do was stay focused. That's all I had to do was stay focused. That is the point of the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Are you going to get rid of diabetes altogether? Are they going to say no? It takes 3 months. You go back every 3 months. A1C is checked every 3 months because that's how long it takes for your blood sugars to carry over. It takes about 90 days, 3 months for you to get new red blood cells, for those to regenerate. You got 3 months. So that is why you get your A1C checked every 3 months. Thank you for the daily harmony. That's why you get it checked every 3 months. Hang out with me for 2 weeks, 14 days. We're going to put a big dent in that. We're going to put a big dent. Are you going to be diabetic free? No. Consider still a diabetic? Yeah, sure. But when we look at your daily blood sugar numbers, you're going to be like, what in the heck? I put a big dent in that thing. All right, that's it. And you just go from there. That is the power of the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Only 2 weeks. Hang out with your boy. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join the challenge. But while I am live, every time I'm live, here you go. Every time I'm live, you join the challenge. Not every time I'm live. There's a different code every time. When I'm live, the live discount code is this. Right here. There it is. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. $99 to join the challenge. That's what it says. $99. But if you use that discount code, there it is. There's all this stuff. Use the discount code reset20, reset20. You're joining the challenge for not $99. You're joining the challenge today for $79. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. As a few people have already done this morning. They joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? That's it. You're ready. If you're ready, sunshine, use that live discount code reset20. Again, the challenge is not for everybody. The challenge is for people who are serious because this is a challenge, folks. This is a challenge. You think we're going to get these amazing results that people have been coming on here saying, these amazing results without putting you through something a little bit challenging? If you want something, everything here's a little bit challenging. Here's it is. Check it out. Everything that you want and don't have is literally on the other side of hard. Everything that you want and don't have is literally on the other side of hard. That's where it is. Everything that you want and don't have is outside of your excuses. Literally, everything that you want and don't have is outside of your excuses. They're holding you back. They're destroying your life. Like, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it this day. I'm going to do it that day. You can wait to do it that day, but I'm telling you, if you're still insulin resistance, if your blood sugar is still high, something has to change. All right? Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Do something. Go register for the quiz. Go register for the master class. The point is, just do something. That link is like Disney World. I'm telling you, this link is like Disney World for a diabetic, folks. And then we're going to get back to your questions on clean eating. All right? There it is. Look, this link right here. Boom. Everything that you need is there. Right here. Click that link right there. Everything that you need is there. The quiz, the masterclass, everything that you need to kickstart your journey is literally right there. The masterclass, absolutely free. The PDF, absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention, book a call, whatever you got to do. Register for the challenge. Join the 14-day challenge, which so many other people have done and gotten amazing results. The ball's in your court. But basically, it's Disney World for a diabetic. That's what that link is, folks. Okay. Back to the clean eating. Any questions on clean eating? All right. Somebody said that they're ready. All right, Sunshine, you ready? Who else is ready? Sunshine, yeah, there you go. I got you. Today is day 10 for me, and I'm seeing great difference in my blood sugar. Oh, tell us about it, Maureen. Tell us about that, Maureen. You're on day 10 of the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, and a great difference with my blood sugar. Man, tell us about that. Tell us about that great difference. You're on day 10. You said you got about 5 more days to go. And you're already seeing a big difference. That's amazing. Shout out to Maureen. Uh-oh. My question is for hint waiver. Hint waiver? Not sure what that is. Not sure what that is. Yeah, the Yuka app says it's 100 for 100. Okay, yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is. Yeah, but the Yuka app says 100 out of 100. Yeah, I don't know what it is though. Oh, it's naturally flavored water. Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, cool. Yeah, you can roll with Yuka. Go for it. There it is. What's the name of it? I don't even know the name of it. Boom. So shout out to somebody that is doing the challenge. I use the reset to say, I know you use that code, the discount code reset 20, folks. Reset 20. Shout out to them for joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You do the work, you show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. Woo, fantastic stuff. Check your email, check your spam, check your junk mail. Sometimes it goes there, but the email is from me. Do a search from me. I just sent you an email. Congratulations. Let's see. All right. I'm running at 150 in the 150 a.m. but low at 79. Okay. Running 150, running 150 in the 150 and got it at 79. Okay, where did it start? That's what it, because you say you're making great progress. Once you're making great progress, that's amazing. You ain't even got to phase 2 yet. When you get to phase 2, woo! That's when the magic really kicks in. I'm struggling with laziness, finding time to prep meals, exercise with therapy help. I'm super serious. Yeah, therapy would definitely help. Therapy would definitely help. The 3 M's. Here's the 3 M's, right? Peaceful mind. When we come to the first, that's why I want you to register for the masterclass as well. If you're not registered for the masterclass, please go register for this masterclass. It's also linked in my bio. What are we doing in the masterclass? The first P. The P stands for peaceful mind. You missed the formula earlier, but peaceful mind, stress management is super, super, super important. So I recommend the 3 M's: meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. That's it. Those are the 3 M's. Meditation, lovely 2026. Meditation, mindfulness, and meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 things that I recommend when it comes to having a peaceful mind. There's some more stuff that I recommend too, but that's where you would start right there. Ooh, Maureen was in the high 200s. Now hers has gotten as high in the high 200s. Now it's averaging 150, right? She's day 10. It's already gone down 50 points. Okay, great. The average is going down 50 points in 10 days. Okay, great. Cool. And it has gotten as low as 79. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good, Lovey. Good, Lovey. Yeah. Yeah. The 3 M's: meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Real talk. Yeah. Real talk. All right. Back to clean eating. Any other questions on clean eating? Because we didn't do a very, very important part. The very, very important part that we missed out on this board, folks, was this. Beans. Beans, people. The great equalizers. You're like, well, how are beans the great equalizer? Well, it's because they're a resistant starch. What is a resistant starch? Well, a resistant starch is a starch or carbohydrate that doesn't get digested. It's resisting to digestion. You can't be digested. So as a result, when you eat it, the beans, like red beans, black beans, pinto beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, whatever, these dry beans, black beans, garbanzo beans, whatever kind of beans, these beans go in your stomach and then they go into your small intestines and they're supposed to be getting digested at this point. But the beans are resisting. What are they resisting? Oh, they're resisting the digestion. You can't digest them, so they're resisting the digestion. And as a result, when they get to the large intestines, they can't be digested. So the fiber from the beans is now eaten. Your gut bacteria will eat the fiber. They're like yummy. The gut bacteria, they love it. This is why people always tell you that, hey, make sure you have good gut health. The reason you want to have good gut health is because, check this out. Good gut health says this. What's your expression? Are you going to express health? Or is your body going to express health? Are you going to be a healthy person? Is your body, it's an expression. When people say have good gut bacteria, the reason that they want to tell you this is because it's your expression, basically. It's how you express yourself. You're like, well, Kelley, well, what do you mean? How you express yourself. Well, it's like this. If you have great gut health, your body will express itself through health. Great health. Your body, that's how your body will express itself. It'll say, I'm healthy. I got it. My gut's great. All of that stuff, all the bacteria, it's populated. It's good. It's a good garden down there. The garden is good. I got a good garden. We can plant some seeds down here. We got some good soil. This is your gut bacteria. But on the other hand, if you've got a bad garden and you've let the weeds take over in your garden, if the weeds are taking over in your garden, in your gut, the weeds, because here's the thing about weeds. Weeds don't need anything to grow, do they? No. Weeds can grow from the freaking concrete. A little crack in the concrete, the weed will grow. Or the weed will grow around a tree. Like, how the heck did that weed get there? Or if you don't tend to your garden, my father was a professional landscaper, and he loved working in the yard, and I hated it. He had me doing it, but I hated it. He'd have me pulling weeds and all that stuff. But check it out. Had we not get out there and pull those weeds and put some nutrient-rich soil in our gut, right? Just like the gut, the nutrient-rich soil, guess what would have happened? The weeds would have overtaken the freaking garden. And it's the same thing that's happening inside of your gut. If you're eating a bunch of crap, as I call it, if you're not clean eating, if you're eating a bunch of crap, all of the junk food, all of the ultra processed foods, all of the ho-ho Twinkies and the ding dongs and the donuts and all of that stuff, the Takis, Subways and all of that stuff, eating fresh, you ain't eating fresh at Subway. Yeah, eating fresh. And when they say you're eating a Skittles and they say taste the rainbow, I can promise you're not tasting the rainbow. You're not. What you're tasting is chemistry. That's what you're tasting. And that's why your tongue gets all blue and all like black, crazy, blue and yellow, whatever color of the rainbow that you had. That's what color your tongue's going to be. Right? So that's called crap. We're going to avoid the crap, and we're going to cut the crap out of our life. And then we're going to focus on clean eating. What's crap? Calorie-rich and processed foods. That's crap. Calorie rich and the processed foods. It's crap, folks. CRAP. Calorie rich and processed. Crap. So what are you doing? How are you filling your garden? Are you pulling the weeds? Are you tending to the garden? Or are you just coming in and you just letting the weeds take over? You letting the weeds take over. And as a result, your expression is going to be this. I told you it's an expression. Your expression, if you let the weeds take over, is going to be poor health. If you let the weeds take your garden, your body will express poor health in the form of insulin resistance, like I had, heart disease, erectile dysfunction, PCOS. What else? Inflammation, neuropathy. People are like, well, what's good for neuropathy? Stopping the inflammation is number one. Bringing the inflammation down is number one. Stop the inflammatory foods. The things that's causing the inflammation, number one. That's what we do. Yeah. We start there. So that's it, folks. That's what it means to, you got to fill your garden with the good stuff. And then another thing is, don't have beans and rice together. That's another rule. Remember, you can go down on the carbs. You can go 25%, 20%, have whatever kind of carbs you want. But as long as you don't go up on the percentage, on your plate. Remember your plate? Remember your plate? Bring the plate back. It's the clean eating plate, folks. Remember the plate? Here it is. Get yourself one of these plates. You can get them out of my TikTok showcase. You can get one of these plates out of my TikTok showcase. Now, I've seen a lot of them out there, but the best one I've seen is this one. Woo, why? I don't understand it because it's in my showcase. I'm saying it because look how big it is. Look how deep it is. And look how sturdy it is. It's not even plastic, folks. It is real life straw. It's straw, folks. It's made out of straw. Get yourself one of those, the clean eating plates. You can make your life a whole lot simpler, right? So if you just joined us, we were talking about the clean eating plate earlier. It'll make your life a whole lot simpler. You can get one of those out of my showcase. But never, let me go back. Never on the 25% right here, never increase your carb. Your carbs will always go down. You can go down, down, down. But you can't go up on the carb. That's the rule, right? That's the rule. Remember that rule? You can't eat beans and rice together. Here's why. It's because beans, I said that they were resistant starch, but if you're combining the beans with this section 3 over here, if you're combining the beans with section 3, here's what's going to happen. Woo! That blood sugar, now you just basically, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, never have beans and rice together. Because basically you just cancel. I remember I said the power of the beans. The beans still have power, but they just don't have as much power because you combine them with forces that they shouldn't have been combined with. You combine forces with the wrong team, dude. If you were the beans, you could combine forces with the veggies. You could combine forces with the fats and proteins, but you couldn't combine forces with the carbs and the fruit. You can't combine forces with those two. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, no. That would be like Lex Luthor and Superman joining forces. If Lex Luthor and Superman join forces, that's what happens when you do beans and rice. If Batman and the Joker ever combine forces, that'd be beans and rice. It's an odd pairing. Don't you think? Very odd pairing. I'll say. So don't go by Popeyes and get the red beans and rice. You pull up to the drive-thru and be like, yo, get the red beans and rice. Let me get the biscuit. Let me get the Let me get the biscuit. Let me get all of that. Don't do it. And then let me get the honey. Let me get the honey. No, don't do it. So don't combine forces like that. All right? That's going to send your blood sugar on a roller coaster. Because there's too much, there's a resistance starch, yeah, but you're kind of nullifying it basically if you're suffering from insulin resistance and you combine those two together. So you can do the beans with all the veggies, non-starchy veggies, but that's it, folks. And then that's it, that's how you do it. That's how you eat, folks. So that's how you eat. It just goes in a circle. It's a clean eating plate. It just goes, and that's how it goes. Boom, boom, boom. And never eat beans and rice together. And you just keep it simple. Never eat carbs for breakfast. You eliminate section 3 for breakfast. Look, section 3 is gone for breakfast. What's for breakfast? Section 3 is gone. Look right here. Section 3, the carbs and the fruit, they're gone. Breakfast, nope. Breakfast, we're just focusing on sections 1 and 2. That's it. And then that's how you eat, folks. That's how you eat. You eat like this is the way I've been eating the last 4 years. This is the way I've been since I made my transformation. And as you can see, none of the weights come back. None of that's come back. I no longer have high blood sugar. I'm no longer a diabetic. I no longer have heart disease. No longer got heart disease. I think somebody was asking me about my heart disease earlier. No longer got heart disease. None of that. Why? It's because I changed my lifestyle. This is what you're going to have to do. This is the work that you're going to have to do. So instead of counting calories, counting calories, we don't count. None of my clients have ever counted a calorie, ever. Okay? Nobody's ever, and we've lost like thousands of pounds. And nobody has ever counted a single calorie. Why? It's because we understand what clean eating is. So that's my version of clean eating, folks. I told you. That's it for the eating. I told you. Eating is the most controversial topic that there is. It's the most controversial topic that there is, man. It's more. It's even more. You got politics is controversial. You got religion is controversial. You got nutrition is controversial. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk that nutrition is controversial? All right. Yep. Just ordered them. Just got you some. Okay, let's get back to some of these questions. All right. Any questions over here? Who's still with me over there? So, should we eat beans or not? Yeah. Beans is a great equalizer, man. Just don't eat beans and rice together. I remember that. You might have came in late. Don't eat beans and rice together. You can eat beans. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, don't eat the beans and rice together. Do the beans with a healthy fat or protein, or you can do the beans and a healthy fat. Boom. Beans and healthy fat. You can do that, right? You can wake up in the morning, have beans and avocado. You can have a little side of veggies on there, maybe some bell peppers. Throw some little bell peppers, throw a little broccoli on the side. You see what I'm saying? Throw a little celery or something on the side, whatever. A non-starchy veggie. There you go. That's breakfast. Kidney. I need to have acid to break down the fiber. If your gut is destroyed, I think you're saying if your gut is destroyed. Yeah, you're going to have to rebuild your gut. If you, like I told you before, with the garden, the weeds will take the garden. So we got to get out there and pull all those weeds back up again, and we got to resoil. We got to pull all the weeds. That's the first thing that my father used to have me do. He'd go out and I'd pull up the weeds, but he'd get a tiller though. He got the tiller like, you riding the tiller. What the tiller does is it takes the dirt and it chops it up real like that, and it gets all the weeds out of there. So you get the weeds and everything, and it just makes the soil much better. Easier to get to pull the weeds than to pulling the weeds by the hand. So that's what you gotta have to do when it comes to if you're having gut issues. You're gonna have to re-pull them weeds. It's the same thing. You're gonna have to re-pull the weeds and you gotta replant. That's it. So should we eat? Good analysis. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. I like that. You're tasting chemistry. Yeah. That's what you're tasting, chemistry. Think about that. That's a good point. Would you say beans cause inflammation? No, I would not say that. No, what do you mean beans cause if beans cause inflammation? It may cause inflammation if you're talking about IBS, sure. In that regards, yeah. But it's inflammation in a person who's not suffering from IBS? No, beans are fantastic. It's the opposite of inflammation. Okay? They're a superfood. Get on the GLP-1. Well, you can get on the GLP-1, but you ever notice that when someone gets on the GLP-1, here's what happens? Then they get on that GLP-1, and then let's just say they lose the weight, and then they come back, you check with them a year or so later, or however long later, however many years later, but they gain the weight back. You ever notice that? Well, what's happening is because they chose the wrong approach. Here's the right approach. Lifestyle first, medication second. Lifestyle first, medication second. If we cannot fix it with the diet and with the lifestyle first, then we can talk about the medication. But that's it. Lifestyle first, medication second. In 2 years, you can get off a diabetic medication. 2 years, your body doesn't, 2 years is 2 years. Your body wants to heal a lot faster than 2 years. You hang out with me for 2 weeks. You hang out with me for 2 weeks. We're going to put that to the test. Okay? 2 years versus 2 weeks. And I teach you the power of nutrition. Like I'm going to teach you in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to teach you the power of nutrition. And in 14 days, you're going to look back at your blood sugar and be like, I haven't seen my numbers like this in a very, 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 very long, in many, many, many years. That's what you're going to say. Because it's a blueprint. Same blueprint that I put myself through. Same blueprint that all of my clients go through. Same blueprint that you're going to go through. It's a boot camp. We're going to reset your blood sugar. So if you've been suffering from blood sugar for many, 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 many years, I don't care how long you had diabetes. You could have had diabetes 30 years. Insulin resistance for 30 years. But here's the thing. Your body, I don't care how long it's been, your body wants to heal, and it wants to heal right now. So when you give it the right tools, in as little as 2 weeks, your body will respond in a different way. Your body will, we talked about planting the garden and all that stuff. Your expression is going to change. Remember how you populate your gut? That's how it depends on how your body will express itself through health, or it's going to express itself through health, or it's going to express itself through sickness and disease. That's the only 2 ways that your body knows how to express itself, through health or through sickness and disease. And how you express yourself, how your body expresses itself, is based on your stress management, your activity levels, your eating, and your sleeping, and things like alcohol and a medication. It's how you navigate all of that. Peaceful mind, active body. How active are you? Are you being a couch potato? Clean eating, like we're wrapping up clean eating, and effective sleep, folks. Those are the areas. It's a formula. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Go register for if you're just joining us, register for the masterclass. It is a 45-minute masterclass that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. That's the quiz. The quiz is to understand your style. The masterclass is that 4-part philosophy that I just talked about. Peaceful mind. We talked about the C. Then you got the active body. You got clean eating, which we just talked about. And then you got effective sleep. That's what I cover in the masterclass. So where's the masterclass? It's right here. Here's where the masterclass is. For everybody who's just joining us, right here. So and over here on my side, over here on this side over here, is that link is going to be in my description. It is a link. Click that link in my description, and boom, it's going to take you right to where I'm talking about. Check this out. And then we'll get back to your questions, folks. Boom, right here. Click that link in my bio. Boom. Disney World for a diabetic, folks. Okay? The quiz, the master class, there it is right there. That master class is absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. That's it. Pay attention for 45 minutes. Right here, look. And it's called How to Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom. The reason I call it How to Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom is because insulin is locking the door to your cells. Insulin cannot do its job correctly because the body has resisted it. The body is resisting it. So as a result, it needs to be unlocked. And how do you unlock it? You unlock it through the power of your lifestyle. That is what that 4-part philosophy is: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That's the master class. It's absolutely free. And then even if you don't want to watch the master class, you can listen to it. I mean, you can read it right here. Boom. Download it right there. Boom. And then finally, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's for my people who are ready for serious change. Look at that. You're ready for serious change. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Everything's free on the page except for the challenge. Challenge is $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Why is it $99? It's because if I give it to you for free, there is a good chance that when it gets hard, it is a challenge. There's a good chance that when it gets hard, that you're going to stop. Why? It's because I gave it to you at no cost. Okay? You didn't have to invest anything. But it's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But when you invest in yourself, you use this discount code RESET20, you're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are we doing? We're streamlining the process. It's a blueprint. Use the reset code RESET, or use the discount code RESET20. You're joining the challenge today for $79. The live discount code. All right. RESET20. So any questions on any of that, folks? We covered a whole bunch. We covered clean eating. We covered the quizzes and the master classes and all of that stuff, man. We covered it all. We talked about Popeyes, man. We talked about a lot of stuff in clean eating. Let's see. Do I want a loaded baked potato or my toast? That's the question. That is the dilemma, Perry. That is the question. That's a good question. We eat oats every day with flax seeds and chia seeds and blueberries. That's okay. Listen, that's because you put clothing over the top. That's great. You're eating oats every day, but look what you got in there. You got some chia seeds, which is going to be some healthy fats. Yep. And you got some flax seeds, and also healthy fats as well. So you're putting some clothing on that. And then the blueberries are low glycemic index fruit, folks. Low glycemic index fruits. That's a great, that's good. So that's how you can eat the oatmeal like that. It's because you've got some clothing on there with the chia seeds. The chia seeds are going to slow everything down. All right. Preferably, you not do the oatmeal in the morning, but if you do, you can add some more stuff to it. Maybe you can add some a scoop of protein powder in there and give it some more protein in there. And you can slow it down even more. But try to make sure you got some clothing in your stomach first before you have, your oatmeal. But yeah. Okay. All right, we're gonna go to the next topic, folks. But before we do that, whatever the next topic you want to be, here it is. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all, man. What do y'all want to do? Do y'all want to talk about the blood sugar roller coaster, or do y'all want to talk about foods to avoid, or do you want to talk about play a little game of blood sugar Tetris? What does it mean to win the game of winning the blood sugar game? What do y'all want to do, man? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know, folks. What do y'all want to do? All right. We did clean eating. We talked about having the PACE formula, folks. We can do practical tips. This is your live, folks. This is your live. Do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen, man. Let's get this thing to 10,000 at least. Boom. Let's get this thing to 10,000. 10,000. All right, folks. Foods to avoid. That's what people are putting in. I'll be back. I'm going to come back and let me know which one you want to do. Foods to avoid. You want to do why you're always tired, or do you want to do practical tips? You let me know. I'll be back. And while I'm doing this, folks, click the link in my bio, register for the quiz, register for the masterclass. I'll be back. We're back, folks. Who stuck around? Y'all stuck around. All right, let's see. Put your question in the. Ooh. Let's see. Foods to avoid, practical tips. Why are we so tired? Ooh, everything. All right, man. That's a lot of different ones. Let's see. Any more guesses on what we want? Everything. Why I'm so tired? Got one. The one for practical tips. We got two for two foods to avoid. That's what. So it's two. Yeah, the votes are in. Unless we got more votes. Foods to avoid, practical tips. Why are you so tired? Ooh. All right. Any guesses over here? Nope. Nothing over here. All right. Here we go then. It's gonna be foods to avoid. Foods to avoid. That's what it is. Yesterday we did. What did we do? Oh, we did a game of blood sugar Tetris yesterday. Today we're doing. It's an acronym, folks. So get your pen and get your pad out. These are the hidden danger foods that you don't know about. You don't know about these hidden danger foods. And it's called cutting the crap. Cut the crap. This is a medical term, folks. Okay? This is a real medical term, folks. I'm kidding. This is not medical. This is not a medical term, folks. This is not a medical term. But it is an acronym. It is a framework that foods that, and when you're out and about in the world, this is the foods that I want you to avoid that you probably should think twice about avoiding. Okay? And it's called cutting the crap. First part of it is this is what we eat 70% of the time. This is the food that we're eating 70% of the time. It's a lot of crap. 70%. 70% of the time we're eating a bunch of crap. Especially in America. Check this out. The C stands for carbonated junk. That's what the C stands for. Carbonated junk. Ooh. Oh, Tanya. Ooh, we came in with the why you're so tired. I think we came in a little bit too late though. Over on my other socials. Carbonated junk. What kind of carbonated junk? This kind of carbonated junk. Sodas like Mountain Dew, Coca-Cola. Whenever you go into the grocery store or whenever you go into the gas station, all of the Diet Cokes and the Coke Zeros and all of that stuff, that's all carbonated junk, folks. You want to avoid those, like like I said, the energy drinks, all of those. That's all carbonated junk. You want to stay away from that as much as you possibly can. Okay? Because can you have some other carbonated stuff like carbonated water? Yeah, carbonated water is fine. You can have carbonated water like Perrier and all different types of carbonated waters. Carbonated water is okay. You can do carbonated water. But when we talk about the carbonated junk, woo, we're not doing the carbonated junk, folks. Okay? That's the part of it. We got to cut that out. We got to cut, that's part of the C. Cut the crap. Carbonated junk. Okay? Oh, even things like, we'll get more into it. We'll get more into what the carbonated junk is. We'll get more into all of the junk. Okay? The R. Woo! The R stands for, here we go, check it out. Refined sugar. Refined sugar. Check it out. What kind of refined sugar? What the heck's refined sugar, Kelley? Well, here's what refined sugar is. Things that, the table sugar that you will see, that table sugar, that's the refined sugar. All the stuff that you see, like the Snicker bars and all that stuff that taste the rainbow earlier, when I told you what, you're not actually tasting the rainbow, you're actually tasting chemistry. Okay? You're actually tasting chemistry. You're not tasting the rainbow. But all that sweet stuff in there, that's refined sugar. Even things that you would be surprised, like whenever you juice. If you juice fruit, that's also, it turns into a refined sugar at that point. Because literally you just juiced it in, juice the fruit. Let's just say if you juice a pineapple, or if you juice an orange, or watermelon, whatever, you juice it, and all the juice comes out. What you did is you stripped away all of the fiber, all of the protective compound from the fiber, the protective stuff from the fiber that slows down the blood sugar spike. You just removed that. So now all you got is all of the sugar and none of the chaser. You've got sugar and none of the chaser over here. Ice cream, that's another one. That's another one of the refined sugar. Okay? You combine dairy and sugar together. That's why dairy goes into this category. I put dairy in this category, the crack category. So that's dairy and refined sugar ice cream. So if you juice, you just took, it's the same sugar. It's the same sugar. Here's a little equation. Check this out. Watch. Check this out. Here's marketing at its finest. These are foods that I want you to avoid. When you're out shopping in the grocery store and you're using your Yuka app, right? You're out in the world. Remember, what do you use Yuka app for? You use it for defense, to defend all the bad stuff that's out there, all of the junk food that's out there. You use that Yuka app as your friend. But all of the refined sugars, man. Like, for example, check this out. You want to know how much sugar is in a apple juice? You know that apple juice that you buy, or the orange juice that you get, you drink the orange juice, like, wow, this orange juice is delicious. Great orange juice. I want orange juice with my breakfast. If you look at that container on the back and you look at the label, I'm going to show you how to read the label. Watch this. The sugar trick that they do. It's called, you look on the thing and it says no added sugar. And you're like, wow, no added sugar apple juice, no added sugar orange juice. Okay, great. Yeah, that's good, right? No added sugar. But here's what the trick is. The trick is this. Yeah, there is no added sugar. They are correct. There is no added sugar. Because what they did is when they pressed it, or when they juiced it and took all the fiber out, all that was left was the sugar from the fruit. Doesn't matter if it's natural fruit or if it's table sugar. When you remove the fiber from it, now it's just sugar. That's all it is at that point. It's just sugar. So it doesn't matter if it came from the fruit or not. Your body doesn't know the difference. Your body just knows that sugar is sugar. That's all it knows. So as a result, your blood sugar goes high. Your blood sugar goes sky high, sky high. Right? Check this out. You look at that label and it says 29 grams of sugar, but no sugar added. So 29 grams of sugar per serving, it says. That's what it will say. If it's a 64-ounce bottle or a container, there's 8 glasses in there. So that's 8. So that's 8-ounce glasses. 8 8-ounce glasses is that container. So one 8-ounce glass has 29 grams of sugar. So let's find out what 29 grams of sugar is. Let's do the math. There's a little math equation. Little math equation. If you ever want to know how much sugar is in something, you do this little math equation. Check this out. Whatever the grams is, let's just say 29 grams of sugar times 0.24 will give you what? That's 29 grams times 0.24. All right, so let's do the math on that, folks. What is 29 grams? I'm gonna pull out my calculator. 29 times 0.24, 6.96. Look at that, 6.96. It's about a 7. That's a 7. 7 basically. 29 grams times 0.24 gives me 6.96 or 7. You're like, well, 7 what? Okay, 7 of these. Check it out. Seven of these. 7 of these you just drank. Look. That's a teaspoon. It's a cube. Your body's only supposed to have 1 teaspoon of sugar going through it at any given time. Only 1 teaspoon of sugar. That's the whole, through your whole body. This is all your body wants to see. Look. 1 teaspoon, look, through your whole body. That's it. That's all it wants to see, circulating through everywhere. 1 teaspoon. But if you drink that 8-ounce glass of apple juice or orange juice in the morning, you drink it, or you give it to your kids, right? You give that orange juice or the little, what is the little sweet thing that they give to the kids with the straw and all that stuff. You give that to your kids in the morning, and then they get a big sugar spike, because here's what it means. They just went from 1 teaspoon to 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. That's 7 teaspoons. That's what the number means. 7, 6.96, 7 teaspoons. Look at all these. These are all in my hand. I can't even hold them all. I can't even hold them all. Look at them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Look, that's 7. 7 teaspoons of sugar in that 1 serving of apple juice or orange juice. 7. And you gulp that down with the donut and all the rest of the stuff. You just went from 1 teaspoon to 7 teaspoons, just like that. And your body's in panic mode. Like, whoa. You see what I mean, folks? You got to cut the crap, man. You got to cut it. You got to cut the crap. If you ever want to regain your health, if you ever want to get off of and regain your health and start tampering down on these medications and relying on these medications for the rest of your life, one of these steps is you're going to have to learn how to cut the crap. The A stands for artificial stuff. Okay, this is a family environment. So I use stuff in quotations. But what I really wanted to say is I really wanted to say another word that starts with an S. Shh. It says S-H. That's what I really wanted to say, the artificial stuff, or shh. That's what the A is. Remember we talked about some of the artificial stuff. The artificial colors, the artificial sweeteners like sucralose. Sucralose is an artificial sweetener. Anytime you drink a diet soda or a diet soda or a diet soda or a zero soda, you're either drinking sucralose or aspartame. Sucralose or aspartame, one of the two. And those are artificial ingredients. You ever wonder why whenever you drink a zero Coke, it still tastes sweet? Like, ooh, this is a zero Coke, but it tastes sweet. Or this is this energy drink. I got this energy drink, and this energy drink, it tastes so sweet, yummy. But why does it taste sweet? Well, it tastes sweet is because, and it doesn't raise your blood sugar, is because all that stuff's artificial. I told you, you're not actually tasting the rainbow. Here's the thing, folks. You're not tasting the rainbow, and you're not tasting sweetness. When you're eating artificial stuff, you're not tasting the rainbow, you're not tasting sweetness. What you're tasting is science, what you're tasting is chemistry, and what you're tasting is engineering and all of that stuff. That's what you're tasting. So you're not tasting the rainbow, you're not tasting none of that. You're tasting science. Whenever you go to the aisles and whenever you see the Fruit Loops and all this stuff with all the different artificial, all the shelves and all this stuff with all the different flavors of cereal and all that stuff, those aren't real colors either. That's not real color. It's not real sweetness. It's all artificial stuff. It was all made in a laboratory by food scientists and food engineers. But here's the thing. Whenever you're tasting that Coke Zero or that Coke whatever, your body is not silly. Your body knows the difference. Your body knows the difference between a Coke Zero and a real Coca-Cola. Your body knows the difference between a Diet Mountain Dew and a regular Mountain Dew. If you've been drinking regular Mountain Dew like I used to drink, when I showed you those pictures, when I used to drink Mountain Dew, when this guy right here, this guy was eating a lot of crap right here. If you're just joining us, this guy right here, my former self, he was eating a lot of crap. I'll show you over here. He was eating a lot of crap, folks. Look at that. All the crap that guy was eating. It's why he had diabetes. It's why he had heart disease. And he didn't even know. When I was teaching this class right here, like I'm teaching y'all right now, I didn't even know I had heart disease and diabetes. I didn't even know. I mean, of course I knew that I was overweight. Of course I knew that. But I didn't know that I had other underlying conditions. I didn't know that. It's because I was eating a bunch of crap and I didn't care what the hell I ate whenever I wanted. I ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, however I wanted, for as long as I wanted. I wasn't going to cut the crap. I knew I should have cut the crap, but I decided not to cut the crap. So artificial stuff, folks. All right, what else we got? The P. The P. Oh, better sweeteners are this. Better sweeteners, like we talked about earlier. The sugars or the sweeteners. It is monk fruit, stevia, allulose. Monk fruit, stevia, allulose. That's it. Monk fruit, stevia, and allulose. That's it. Those are the only three that are approved. If it's not monk fruit, if it's not stevia, it's not allulose, man, put it back on the shelf. Another way to think about the crap too is, folks, is if your grandma wouldn't recognize the food that you're about to eat, grandma would not approve of the food that you're about to eat. That will be crap. All right? Because remember grandma back in the day, grandma They ate out of the garden, like grandmas, where they lived to a lot long. Like your grandma lived to like 92 or something. You know, your grandma lived a nice long life, your grandma. Because they ate differently back in the day. I mean, they didn't have all this crap that we have all today. They didn't have all that. So if your grandma would not recognize the food that you're about to consume, please do me a favor and do grandma a favor and put it back on the shelf. Cut the crap. The little P stands for processed foods. That's what the P stands for, processed foods. What are the processed foods? Well, basically, all the opposite of the clean eating is all the processed foods. So we're talking all of this stuff. Basically, processed food is all this stuff that I can say all together. You can throw Gatorade in there, all the stuff with all the artificial colors. You can throw everything you want inside of the crap category. Processed foods, check it out. It's all that stuff combined. You got everything in the processed foods, right? Doritos, Ho-Ho Twinkies, Ding Dongs, Hot Cheetos, man, you name it. It's there. You name it. What else? So many other things. All of the Cokes, all of the Coke Zeros, everything. All of the Skittles, everything. All of the donuts, all of that. That's all crap. That's all processed foods, folks. Ultra processed foods, in particularly. So here's another rule of thumb when it comes to the crap category. When it comes to the crap category, check this out. Another rule. I talk about rules in these things. In this category, in the crap category, here's what I want you to do. When you're out and about, never, and I mean never, get your gas and your food from the same location. So if you're pumping gas, never get your gas. Never go into the gas station and get some food. If anywhere where you pump gas, do not go get the food, any food out of there. It's the best way I can tell you. Don't get your gas and your food from the same place. Okay? Don't do it. That's the rule in cutting the crap. So that's it, folks. Any questions on cutting the crap? Any questions on any food? Like we talked about, you know, some of the foods, ice cream, all of that stuff. Even they say like vegan junk food included is all part of the crap. Just because you went vegan don't mean that you're eating healthy. You could be eating a whole bunch of vegan junk food. You still got to cut the crap if you're eating vegan junk food. Okay? And eat whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. That was a section that we did before called clean eating. This is called cut the crap, folks. Any questions on cutting the crap? Kool-Aid goes in the crap category as well. Kool-Aid, you name something, I'm gonna tell you which category it goes in. All right. Milk chocolate, too much. Milk goes in the crap category as well. Milk goes in the crap category, right? Milk, dairy, cheese, that goes in the crap category. Dairy. How about energy drinks? Crap category. You got to cut the crap. You got artificial stuff. You got, and what did you say? Energy drinks? Artificial stuff? Yeah, that's it. And it might be carbonated. It might be carbonated as well. So it's carbonated junk. You can do carbonated water, but not carbonated junk. An energy drink will be considered carbonated junk. You see what I'm saying? This is all this stuff ties in this together, folks. Cotton candy, too sweet, sugar. Yeah, cotton candy is definitely going to go, and that's a refined sugar. It's definitely going to go in the crap category. All right. Honey's going to go in the crap category as well, because that's just concentrated sugar. If you're struggling with your blood sugar, like we talked about, this is what it's about. If folks who are struggling with their blood sugar, honey should be the last thing on your mind. Go in the crap category, because that the little thing of honey is very, very potent. All right, it's very, it's very, very potent. That little thing of honey. All right, what else? TV dinners, crap category. Crap category. What healthy snacks can we have? The thing is, start your day off like this. Start your day off with a savory breakfast. It's a savory snacks. You want to start your day off with a savory breakfast, savory snacks, right? Nuts and seeds, those are good snacks, right? But the idea is to snack as minimally as possible, right? Nuts and seeds give you nice sustained energy, all right? People, I tell people, don't recommend people have it, but they're going to do it anyway, right? Greek yogurt and blueberries, right? They're going to do Greek yogurt and blueberries because no matter what I tell them, they're still going to get their dairy. So I say, hey, that's going to be a better choice for your blood sugar then, because it's not going to raise your blood sugar like that, okay? Greek yogurt, you'll be okay with that one. But as far as blood sugar is concerned, but as far as overall health is concerned, dairy is going to be a no-go. You know what I mean? So that's going to go in the crap category as well. Kool-Aid is a no-go. You're right. Kool-Aid is a no-go. Can the 14-day challenge help if you only in the pre-diabetic stage, or if you are only in the pre-diabetic? Yes, it's going to help anybody who is suffering from pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of insulin resistance. It doesn't matter. So there's no such thing as pre-diabetes, diabetes, all of that stuff, type 2 diabetes. Here's what your body knows. Your body knows that you are becoming insulin resistant. And when you become insulin resistant, your body just knows, listen, I need to heal. Right? I need to heal. So it doesn't matter if you're pre-diabetic, diabetic, whatever. Your body just knows, I want to heal. I'm becoming insulin resistant. The only difference between pre-diabetic and them diagnosing you as being a type 2 diabetic is this. Is how bad did you let it get? That's the only difference. You've already got insulin resistance. The question is, how bad did you let it get? That's the question. How bad did you let it get? All right. Dark chocolate. No, Teresa. TV dinners or no. Dark chocolate over 86%. Yeah, dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. Here's a good trick. Thank you for saying that. Dark chocolate, not milk chocolate. Thank you for saying that. Althea Rose. 78 times. Okay. Dark chocolate is great. So here's how you can do dark chocolate. You can do milk chocolate, not dark chocolate. And whenever you get those sugar cravings, people are like, man, I still get those sugar cravings. They were asking about snacks. Snack on this. Check this out. If you've got sugar cravings, if you just start getting like crazy amounts of sugar cravings, man, get you something bitter. So bitter is better and sour has power. Bitter is better and sour has power. You get something bitter, you get something sour, like dark chocolate, man, yeah. It's gonna, you get yourself next time you go to the store, get yourself a green apple. And whenever you get a sugar cravings, eat that green apple instead. And tell me what happens to those sugar cravings, folks. Tell me what happens to those sugar cravings. Healthy choice meals. Healthy choice, no. You're talking about TV dinners? No. Terry, those are going to be going to crap category. If you're still talking about TV dinners, again, I put cheese, dairy in the crap category, but again, it's a very, very controversial topic. So I would just say I don't recommend it, but dairy, cheese, all that stuff, but people are doing it anyway. Okay. But if you watch this documentary or the lecture called Utterly Amazing, you watch Utterly Amazing, you will probably be utterly amazed. You will probably never have dairy again once you finish that lecture. But again, that you watch it and you'll understand where I'm coming from. What about Kool-Aid with stevia or monk fruit? Yeah, stevia or monk fruit is good. Exactly. If it's stevia, monk fruit, allulose, and that's it. That's all. It's either got stevia, monk fruit, or allulose. That's it. It's don't got any other hidden stuff. Use that Yuka app and find out there's a whole bunch of other hidden stuff in that one as well. All right. Thank you for helping. Thank you for helping us getting healthy and better. Yep. You're quite welcome. How How bad is how bad is alcohol? Alcohol is terrible. Alcohol is terrible, right? When I used to drink, right here, check this out. Check this out. When I was drinking in this time. I used to drink alcohol. Yeah, I was drinking alcohol during this time, right? Drinking a lot of alcohol. But here's what alcohol does: it slows down how your body metabolizes blood sugar. So that's why you get low blood sugar. Like whenever you drink alcohol, you get low blood sugar, and you might think that you're sleeping better, but you're not actually sleeping better, right? It's inhibiting everything, right? So alcohol is not great. But check it out, folks. If you guys are ready to cut the crap, if y'all are ready to cut the crap, check this out. Here's what I'm offering. I'm offering you to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It's 14 days. It's 42 meals. It's basically like a boot camp that I'm putting your blood sugar through for 14 days. We're going to put it through. And by the end of those 14 days, I tell you, I used to be in the military. So I know how to teach people. This is how I learned how to teach and do all this kind of stuff, that drawing on the board and all this stuff's easy for me because it's what I've been doing for the last 20 years. What I did is I took my story, the story that I showed you about, my story, how I lost the weight, no longer diabetes, heart disease, and all that stuff. I took my story and I just took it and I put it into the 14-day. I took my story and my years as a trainer at the United States Naval Academy and getting certified in nutrition. Here's what I did. I just took all of that knowledge and my experience and I just put it into the 14-day challenge. That's it. So it's a 14 days is a streamlined blueprint. All you got to do is show up, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. That's all you got to do. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. Right? That's it. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. That's it. So that is what we're doing in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? We're talking all things. We're cutting the crap out and we're going to do clean eating for 14 days. And when you look back at your blood sugar in 14 days, based on the foods that you will be eating, everything's all mapped out for you. All you got to do is go get the grocery, go shopping, eat the food, go get the food, cook the food, eat the food, get the results. That's it. Same thing you do every day, every week. Go get the food, cook the food, eat the food, get the result. The only difference is I'm telling you exactly what to shop for. I'm going to be the captain then. I'm going to be the captain for 14 days of your ship. You ever watch that movie with Captain Phillips, where Captain Phillips and the pirates, they come take over the ship? It's called Captain Phillips. You ever watch that one? When the guy comes in and he says, I'm the captain now. He comes on the bridge and he's like, I'm the captain now. Stress is, yeah. We're going to work on the stress as well. But for the 14-day challenge, we're focusing on clean eating. Yeah. Or is your stress going to come down because you're seeing your blood sugar come down? Yeah. We're going to work on stress that way. I guess you can say, yeah, it does work on stress. On cortisol. Why? It's because it's all connected. Peaceful mind, that's stress. Stress is a reason that your blood sugar is high. Could be a reason that your blood sugar is high. Yeah. So all of that stuff. So yeah. Back to the 14-day challenge, folks, people who are ready for serious change. If you're ready for serious change, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, here's what we're doing right here. It's normally $99 to join the 14-day. Hold on. Do my puzzle over here. It's normally $19.99. What happens if you start a 14-day challenge and you got off slightly on one of your meals? Get back on track. Get back on track. If you fall off, get back on track. That's it. That's it. If you're on the 14-day challenge and you fell off for a day or two, you get right back on track. That's it. You get back up the very next meal. You get back up, you dust yourself off, and you keep it going. Because it's a challenge. It is hard. It is hard. But I'm giving you the blueprint right here. Check this out. Do me a favor. Click right up here, folks. Click this picture. And then click on my picture again. When you click on my picture, you click on my picture again. Over here on my other socials as well. If you do that link in my description, it's going to be the very first link you'll see in my description. It's there. Here's what you're going to see. Here's what you're going to see. Which one? Allulose or monk fruit? Either one. Both. All right, both. Check this out. Oh, this is on TikTok, sorry. But on the other socials, it's you just click that link. Check it out. Look, the quiz, the masterclass, quiz and the masterclass, both free. All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. That's it. And at the end of this masterclass, you see how I taught you the CRAP formula? I'm also going to teach you the PACE formula. Didn't we do a bunch of acronyms today? What did we do today? We did PACE. What's the other acronym we did? We did no, CRAP. I think this is the second acronym we did today. But here's all. Look at all this stuff, folks. The quiz. Look at that. Yep. Flipping the script on type 2 diabetes with simple lifestyle-driven solutions for natural management and reversal. That's it. That's where you can book a call by who? Yours truly, right? So that's it, folks. There's a lot of goodies on this page. The quiz, the masterclass, absolutely free. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is right here. Look, this is for my people this is for my action takers. This is for people who are like, you know what? I'm taking a chance. I'm taking a chance on me. I'm going to do me. Do you want to accept the challenge? That's where it is right there. Everything's free on the page, folks, except for the challenge. You ready to take control of your blood sugar? Everything is free except for the challenge. It's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But I'm telling you, at the end of this 14 days, we're using a whole bunch of science. We talked about science earlier, right? We talked about science. Well, I'm going to teach you a different kind of science. It's called my science. I'm a mad scientist, folks. I'm a mad scientist. I'm going to teach you science. It's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use the live discount code while I am live, reset20, that's it. Reset20, you're joining the challenge for not $99. You're joining the challenge for $79. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And by the end of those 14 days, you follow the blueprint. It's simple. You just follow the blueprint. That's it. You go cook the food, you go get the food, cook the food, eat the food, get the results. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. That's it. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. That's it. That's the shortcut, folks. People are like, well, what's the shortcut? Why just 14 days? Well, 14 days is, if you show up for 14 days and you do the work and you do it again tomorrow, that is the ultimate shortcut. Show up in 2 weeks. If you show up and you do the work every single day and you do it again the next day, show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. Like someone was asking, hey, well, what happens if you fell off a little bit, fell off for a day or two while you're on the challenge? You get up, you dust yourself off, you show up, you do the work, and you do it again tomorrow. That's it. That's the success formula, folks. That's it. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. The code today is reset20. You are joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. But it's, again, that's the offer. But if you're not ready, if you're not at that point yet, because a lot of people are not at that point yet. A lot of people haven't made it to that day yet. You're like, well, Kelley, well, what day is that, Kelley? Well, it's called the day that turns your life around. That day. The day that turns your life around. The day that you say enough is enough with all of the foolishness, man. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna throw this. I'm gonna take this. I'm so fed up with the meds, man. Like I go to my doctor. I'm mad at my doctor because my doctor just keeps giving me more and more meds. That's all they're giving me, more and more meds. And then I get all anxious and depressed and all that stuff. And then when I get all anxious and depressed, I go home and I start eating all the crap. Start eating all the crap because I'm emotionally eating. Because the doctor just told me to just take more meds, and you're like, I'm tired of taking meds, bro. What else is there? Well, what else is there is doing the work. Doing the work. Avoiding the crap. Showing up, doing the work, and doing it again tomorrow, right? Maintaining your pace. Remember that? Having a peaceful mind. Having an active body. Clean eating. Right? Remember we talked about clean eating? And then effective sleep. And then another one as well is Your substance abuse. Like, how are you managing alcohol? Like someone asked about alcohol. How are you managing alcohol? How are you managing the medications? Are you taking a whole lot of medications and it's causing some other side effects somewhere else? Right? You have to take another medication to counter this medication? So you're mad with your doctor? No, don't be mad with your doctor. You got to be mad at yourself. You got to be mad at yourself, and you've got to take extreme ownership for the situation that you're in. You've got to take extreme ownership. If you've been suffering from insulin resistance, a lifestyle-related condition caused by your diet and lifestyle, and in certain cases, medication as well, you've got to learn to take extreme ownership and say, enough is enough. Today's the day that I'm turning my life around. Today's the day that I said, you know what? I'm not going to be mad at my doctor in 5 more years, because in 5 more years, the only thing that's going to change is my prescription. Because if nothing changes, then nothing changes. If nothing changes, nothing is going to change. So what does that mean, Kelley? Okay, here's another way of saying it. For things to change, you are going to have to change. For things to change, you are going to have to change. You're going to have to put the excuses to the side. And you're gonna have to replace those excuses with reasons. Every excuse that you got to replace it with a reason. So that's the counter. So you know what's the yin and the yang? The yin and the yang. And you got excuses on one side, and you got reasons on the other side. So, but here's the thing: you got to put the excuses to the side, and you got those reasons. They got to come first. Reasons come first, and then answers come second. That's it. Here's the thing about excuses. Excuses are like exit signs on the road to success. Stop taking the exits and just keep on driving. I'm going to say that again. Excuses are like exit signs on the road to success. Stop taking the damn exits and just keep on driving. That's the only way you're going to get what you want, folks. That's the only way that you're going to make it to your destination. If you're on the highway and you got all these exit signs and they say excuses, 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 if you keep on stopping at those excuses, you'll never make it to your destination. You keep getting off on the exit, you'll never make it to your destination. You'll be like, damn. You'll be like, man. Your people will be calling like, yo, you were supposed to be here like 14 hours ago, man. Like, what happened? You're supposed to be, it was like an 8-hour drive, and you were supposed to be here 14 hours ago. What happened? Where are you? And you'd be like, well, I'm back at this exit over here. What exit is that? Is that? Excuses. We got to get rid of them, folks. We got to cut the crap. We got to get rid of the excuses. And we got to replace those with reasons. Just like I told you, the reasons that I had. Here are the reasons that I had. When my mother passed away from heart disease and insulin resistance and all that stuff, these were the reasons I had. And then I got diagnosed with the same condition. Oh, I had a lot of reasons at that point. I had a lot of reasons to take back my health. That's why you see that's why the transformation is so crazy. Like when people see the transformation, they're like, yo, bro, why is the transformation so crazy? That's not even you, man. Why was the transformation so crazy? Let me show you some different ones. Why was it so crazy? Because I had enough reasons. Because I put the excuses to the side. It's because I stopped stopping at the dang on exit. The excuse exit. Right? So here's what we got to do. Focused. We got to focus. To stop with the excuses, we got to learn how to focus. What does it mean to focus, Kelley? It means this. It means to focus on your intentions and ignore your distractions. If you ever wanted to get off of your meds, and if you ever wanted to cut the crap and get off your meds and regain your life and your health and bring your number back to the correct range, your blood sugar, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to focus on your intentions, and you're going to have to ignore your distractions. That's the only way that you're going to do it. That's the formula for success. Focus on your intentions and ignore your distractions. Well, what's a distraction, Kelley? Well, anything that does not move the needle in your favor is a distraction. Anything that does not move the needle in your favor is a distraction. So what's an intention? Anything that moves the needle in your favor is an intention. So focus on your intentions and ignore your distractions. The other way of failure is this. Here's how you can end that in failure. You can do that the other way as well. What's failure? Failure is when you focus on your distractions and you ignore your intentions. You ignore the intentions. You fall into the excuse trap. That ends in failure. We don't want to do that. All right? So I hope this is making sense to y'all folks. Hope this really is making sense to y'all folks. I want you to just think about every time the excuses come up, I'll be like, should I get off on that exit? Should I get off on it? And be like, man, why am I still suffering with this condition? And this is a lifestyle-driven condition. It was caused by my diet and lifestyle. And in some cases, extreme cases, medications, and I get it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter to the person. It doesn't matter where you are right now. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter who the person that you are right now. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. The only thing that matters is the person that you want to become and the price that you're willing to pay to get there. That's the only thing that matters, folks. In this whole world, if you ever wanted anything, this is the only thing that matters. The person that you are right now doesn't really matter. All that matters is the person that you want to become and the price or the work that you're willing to do to get there. That's it. That's it. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, put a health yes in the chat. The health yes in the chat. If y'all ready to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, click the link in my bio, register for the quiz, register for the masterclass, register for the join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Well, I'm telling you, we're putting excuses to the side and we're just getting straight busy. We're getting busy for 14 days. Okay? You do the work, you show up again tomorrow. That's it. It's a shortcut. That's why it's only 14 days, because I'm giving people to show up and do the work and do it again tomorrow. And in 14 days, boom, that's it. Use the discount code RESET20. Thank you very much. You have lots of knowledge. Thank you. Thanks for the daily motivation. Health, yes. You're quite welcome, Lisa. You're quite welcome, Lisa. Man, is that thing under 100 yet, Lisa? Let me know. Drum roll, please. Is it under 100? Keep on moving forward. Yes, you're making sense. I avoided soda and snacks, lost 21 pounds since July. Woo, user 308. Yeah. Health, yes. Yeah, you're quite welcome. You have lots of knowledge. Thank you. 104, yeah, getting close. Woo, 104, getting close. We talk about the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Lisa joined the challenge and she's getting close to the under that 100. She joined the 14 days. Now, she's had diabetes for many, 20 years, right? But the point is, in the 14-day challenge, we're picking a big dent. We're going to put a big dent in it, and we're going to get you below 100. All right. We're going to get you below. So it depends on how severely insulin resistant you are. If you're severely insulin resistant, yeah, those numbers are going to come down, but it may take a little while because your body's so used to that being so insulin resistant. Woo, it's going to take a little time to undo it. But in 14 days, we might not be able to totally undo it, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a big dent in it. Okay? We're going to put a big dent in it in just 14 days. That's why it's called the ultimate shortcut, folks. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. You do that for 14 days. You'll be just like Lisa. Because she joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I don't know what the code was at the time, but this code is reset 20. Where do you put it in? Where do you join? Here's where you join right here. Here's where you join. If you click right over here, click on my picture. Click on my picture again. Ooh, you're going to come to something that looks like this. This is my profile. Click that link. For my other socials as well, it's that link that's in my bio or in my description. There's a couple of goodies on there, a lot of goodies. This link is like Disney World for a diabetic, folks. The quiz, go take the quiz, 2-minute quiz, right here. The masterclass, go take the masterclass. It is a free masterclass that you can take. All you got to pay is attention right here. Look at that. That's all you got to pay is attention right there. And look, it's absolutely free. It's 45 minutes. And then the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, the one that Lisa just finished not too long ago. Look, check it out. She's getting close though. We got to get her. Well, as soon as she gets below that 100, she's at 104. As soon as you get there, woo, that's gonna happen soon. We're gonna be celebrating. Why? Because that's what we do around here. We celebrate. We celebrate when you get to that 100. Under that 100. That means you're out of the diabetic range. That means you're out of the pre-diabetic range. That means your blood sugar is going back to normal. That's what it is. It's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. You want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Even if you don't join the challenge, you want to do something. You want to go get some of that free stuff on there. You want to go get the quiz, the masterclass. You want to do something. You want to go download the PDF. You want to go book a call. You want to go do something. Just do something. That's the point. Just go take some. You might go get yourself a plate. Remember the plate, the clean eating plate that we talked about? The one that's in my showcase? You might want to go get you a plate out of the showcase. A clean eating plate. Look, one of these. Lots of stuff to do, folks. I told you, my page is like Disney World for a diabetic. That's it. It's like Disney World. I know a thing or two about Disney. Because when I was a kid, they wanted me to be Mickey Mouse. I auditioned for the role, but it turned out I was too tall. I grew up in Orlando. Turned out I was a 1/4 inch too tall. But thank goodness for that, because if you grow up in Florida, you know how hot it gets in Florida. You know how hot it gets. And to be walking around with a big old Mickey Mouse suit on in the middle of the summer in Florida is not all it's cracked up to be. Okay? It's not, because it's blistering hot. So the fact you got to walk around with this big old Mickey Mouse suit on is crazy. Yeah. So I know a thing or two about Disney World, folks, and that is what that link is. That's what it's like. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, you're going to be like, I am at Disney World. Because there is so much great information on here. There's so many things to do. I don't even know what rides to go. You know, when you go to the amusement park, you're like, well, what are we going to ride first, folks? I don't know what we're going to ride first. There's so many rides here. I don't even know what to ride. All right, folks, we'll get up out of here, man. We'll get up out of here. We'll be back. You know, we're back Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. 7 a.m. That's why we come on. 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Appreciate the Daily Heart Me. 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. But Here's the thing, folks. You want to join the challenge? That's the reset code. That's the code for today, folks. Reset 20. But here's what I'm gonna leave y'all out. Here's what I'm gonna leave y'all with, folks. And I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. But when we're born, we look like our parents. We do. We look like our parents when we're born. Who you look like? You look like your mom. You look like your dad. You look like your grandparents, maybe. Who do you look like? Okay? You don't look like your parents. But here's the thing. When we die, we look like our choices.